sport fans watching around the world. This is the moment you've all been waiting for.
Let's get straight into the episode.
Yeah, we heading for the sun. Charlie got my high, I ain't tripping for the funds. Yeah, I won't start, I ain't tripping, I'm a stun.
Alright y'all, today's a Monday and Mondays after Docs. Thank you for clicking or tapping and let's start today's spew. And guys, you read the title of the video, you already know who it is. I'm very happy to be welcoming to the Doxcast for the very first time, Caleb Coroneos.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you.
The podcast studio is fucking sick, so...
Thank you, bro. Thank you. Fuck yeah, I put a lot of love into this room, so every time I hear that, it's just like, yeah, I could hear that again. You know what I mean?
Bro, if people knew these stress balls, bro, this is like such a smart idea.
Bro, you know what's sick about these stress balls? I didn't even realize until just before. But Life the Battlefield, you would know what that is because you actually did this guy's podcast, Mario. He was on this morning.
You're joking.
Yeah, Mario was just over like 2 hours ago.
No way.
Yeah. I didn't even know that until maybe like half an hour ago. I was just doing some more research and stuff and I was like, oh shit, what the fuck? There's
That's
my boy.
so funny. What the fuck?
That's my boy.
Yeah, Mario's mad.
He's a legend, isn't he? He's such a like uplifting guy. He's always like just praising and like saying good job and like I'm like, fuck yeah, Mario, you're one of my mates.
Bro, it's like one of those hype guys where you're like, fuck yeah.
I need that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. Well, this is going to be a good episode, bro. I'm excited to do this. I put a lot of research in before I do any episode that I film. And the more I just found out about you, I'm like, I honestly had to come to a stopping point. I was like, I got to just start asking these questions for myself. I feel like I'm already getting to know this guy because you've had heaps of podcast experiences. And to be honest, I got to give a couple shout outs as well because I know that you've done the Better project with Nick Batar. That was probably about a year ago. I think you did his podcast, and he's always hitting me up saying, "Oh, you stole another one of my guests." So fuck you, Nick. I'll have to give him that one. But there's a lot of stuff, bro. You got everything up to this No Taps Foundation movement. I want to hear the story, the upbringing, the journey, the holiday you've gone on with Luke and meeting Andrew and Tristan and fucking, oh my gosh. But we'll just start off as simple. Your name's Caleb. How old are you? Whereabouts are you from?
Recently just turned 21 in July, so starting to get old.
Nah, bro. You can't say that.
Bro, it's crazy how fast life goes though. Like,
yeah.
When you think about like, I'm 21 now. How old are you if you don't mind?
I'm 25.
Yeah, like 25, like
yeah.
How many years do we have left, you know?
Yeah.
So it's also motivation because it's like we need to get shit done.
Yeah.
There's no time to fucking waste. We just need to keep it up, you know?
Yeah, I love that. Well, bro, you think you're getting old, trust me, you're 21, like Jesus Christ. Wait until you feel 25. Then you're like, ooh, the 30's just there, bro. You're freaking out. Yeah.
That's true, yeah.
Oh, so you're 21, Caleb, whereabouts are you from?
I was originally from Blacktown. I won't say where I live now, but just in Sydney, Australia.
Yeah.
And just traveling a lot at the moment. So it's been pretty full on, bro. Traveling like takes it out of you, but very grateful where I am in life and can't complain, to be honest. So.
Yeah, nice. Well, Western Sydney boy, that's mad. Blacktown born and raised. I think I heard on one story you're saying you lived around, is it Marion or Schofields?
Yeah, I used to live in Marion, yeah.
Marion, yeah, sweet. I lived in Quakers Hill for maybe like 7 years or something like that.
Yeah.
So I kind of know what that area is like. It's not the greatest area, you know what I mean? Like they get a little bit sketchy over there sometimes.
Yeah.
You're just next to fucking Doonside, and then you got Plumpton, all those shops just over there. But yeah, so if that's where you grew up, you don't really want to mention where you're living now, but lots of traveling. Did you move around a lot? Did you always live in Marion? What was it like growing up?
Growing up, I moved around a bit, yeah. I used to live like with my nan, and then we moved to Marion, recently moved again, then we had to move again. So been moving a lot, to be honest, but it's like, it's weird. Like I've been trying to figure out, like I've never actually had like a home sort of feeling. So that's my next step. Hopefully I can keep building to then finally just have a peaceful life and just live in a home. Right now it's just like jumping around, traveling, like the new place. I haven't even really been there just because I've been like, hanging out with this girl, working with my mates. Like I'm just never home, bro. So
yeah.
I
actually share that feeling as well. I've never really felt like a place was my home because I've kind of moved every couple years. I guess that Quakers Hill was one of the longest stints I ever lived at, but even then I was only there from like say 15 to 20 or something like that. So even this house, I've lived in this house. This is actually my house, and I haven't even got a bedroom in this house. Like,
really?
I don't even have a bed.
We got these couches. So.
Yeah, I've got this place. But it's like, I think to myself, like, do I need to get a bedroom? It's like, fuck it, I'll move again anyway.
Bro, literally. Gets like that.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's cool. So you're traveling a lot now. I'll do a bit of a reverse engineered timeline, but when did you, I know you through your social media and the content you put out and your videography skills, your photography skills. When did you first get into that? Anything to do with filming?
Yeah, so filmmaking, I started around 7 years old. We never had money growing up, but I remember in primary school, there was a raffle to win an iPad. So I ended up winning the iPad at the raffle, which was like one of the coolest things ever.
Wow.
So with the iPad, obviously I had a camera. So I started using iMovie and stuff, and my best mate and I used to make films, and me and my family used to make films too. So then it all started there, to be honest. And then as I was getting older, like I never bought a camera till I was around like 15, 16.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because back then I was very footy driven, but then I started to like enjoy just taking photos and video. And then here I am like a couple of years later, just full-time job, traveling the world for it. Like it's literally insane, bro.
It is insane, bro. And like, trust me, we've skipped over so much of your story. Like I like that I do research my guests before we come on. It lets me ask the right questions, you know.
It does,
things
yeah.
like that. But it's like, damn, I already know so much. I don't want to like push the conversation into your mouth as well. But I am sure we'll get to that. But when you started making films and stuff when you were younger on the iPad, you and your friends doing it, what type of things were you filming? Do you have anything in mind that you think of?
Yeah, so we used to do like these agent movies.
Oh, yeah?
Used to do agent movies where we'd like come up with these scenes where like there'd be a bad guy and a good guy, and we'd have like multiple of us, like just always switching in. And then we'd have like a POV, like Nerf gun, where we would literally sticky tape the iPad to our chest and then like hold Nerf guns and like just come up with like random shit.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, basically just started like that, bro. We just literally just did it for fun.
Yeah, yeah. That's sick. That's so cool. That reminds me of me and my best mate Fossey when we were younger. He's got heaps of the footage too, but he had like this old school VRS, whatever, recorder, whatever it was called. And you'd have to like literally plug it into the TV, press record, and we could watch ourselves on the TV, and we just do like retarded skits.
That's so sick though.
Put them up on YouTube. I've gone through and deleted all my ones, but his ones are still up there. So I'll put a link in the description for Fosse's videos there. But it's fun being a kid making videos and stuff like that, you know? It is fun. As you start to get a bit older, like let's just say when you get to like high school or even late primary school, did you put your face much in it? Because if I look back on me, I didn't enjoy being in front of the camera as much as I did behind the camera.
Yeah, it was weird, man. Like I was always like on social media more for like footy stuff. I used to post like a lot of like footy edits, highlights and stuff. I used to post like cringy ass like trick shot videos or like challenges, like the chubby bunny challenge and stuff.
Yeah.
But in high school, bro, I got bullied the fuck out of it. So I deleted it. I was like, hell no. Because I went to an all boys school. British and Brothers Blacktown.
Oh, yeah.
And obviously, if the boys see that, it's just like you're going to grill each other. So
yeah.
I wish I didn't delete it now that I'm older, because it would have been mad to have that footage, but it is what it is.
Yeah, bro, I resonate with that. Jesus, I can't tell you. When I was in year 6 or at year 7, me and my mates, we started doing parkour, and we made this like crew in high school where there'd be like, I think at one point there's like 30, 40 of us, and we just jump off like something that's like this high, you know what I mean? Just jump off that. And I had to go through years later and just delete, just getting grilled for it at school.
Yeah. Because at the time you're like, oh, this is, because I did parkour as well. I was like, yeah, this is mad. But then you watch it, you're like, oh, what the fuck was I thinking?
Bro, I remember I used to go to this. Do you know where St. Mary's is? St. Mary's? There's this place called Don Bosco. So it's like an inside youth center for kids. I'd be there on a Friday afternoon or something. Me and my mates doing backflips. And we were probably like 12 or 11. And then these older kids, they were probably like year 10, year 11, they'd come past and we'd be doing flips. And I heard one of them say, oh, I've seen these kids on YouTube. And I thought, fuck yeah, dude, look at this, we're getting recognised. And he goes, I looked up Colleton High School fights and these faggots came up. I was like, oh, bro, come on. Got my first hate IRL for that.
No way.
And it was like, it was interesting, but it was also like, okay, this ain't for everyone, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. All right, so you got into footy pretty hard. Is that because of the school you went to, or did you already play it?
Yeah, rugby league I started at 7 as well. Yeah, something that I remember watching, like my dad was in the room just watching TV, and I was like, oh, what's that? And he was just basically explaining like, it's rugby league. These guys do this, and I was like, fuck, I want to play it.
Yeah.
So my auntie got me and my cousin in to start playing. I think we started at Hills Bulls, and then rugby league was like the start.
Yeah, nice. All right, that's cool. And did you play that all the way up through high school? Because I've seen a couple of the clips of your highlights and things. Did you play that all the way up until whenever you leave school at 16 or something? 16, 17?
Yeah, so I left school at 16, and I played a year after, but I had a bad concussion that I just stopped playing after that.
Yeah. And why do you think you stopped playing it? Did you lose interest? Did other things start to become more important to you? Why'd you get out of it?
Well, at the time I got dropped from para and I got like picked up from other clubs, but it was when I went to Luke Belmar's trip.
Okay.
And when I was with Luke, para hit me up again saying, hey, we'd like you to like come back. And I was like, I don't know if I love the sport anymore because traveling's so fun. Footy's a very like strict sport. Like all sports are, you have to sort of dedicate your life for it. Whereas now I get to do whatever the fuck I want. Like if I want to sleep all day, I can, or if I want to travel, I can. Like you can do whatever you want. It's very free. So when I was overseas, I just started thinking like, maybe it's not what I want. Like maybe it wasn't my destiny.
Yeah.
So,
I didn't know you played all the way up until that point. That's cool. That's very cool.
yeah, I probably could have made NRL, bro. Like I believe I was good enough too, but I just didn't have the love for it. And if you don't have the love for something, there's no point chasing it.
Yeah, that's cool. Wow, okay, that's awesome. I didn't know you played all the way up to that point. I thought you must have stopped playing football years and years and years and years ago, like maybe at like high school or something like that.
Yeah, fuck, it wasn't that long ago. Like maybe 3-4 years ago.
Yeah, wow.
3 years ago.
Awesome. All right, so we've already fast-tracked to this holiday that you've kind of gone on with Luke overseas, but before that, when did you first start to find you were getting traction on social media for the first time?
When I was about 16, when I left school, I used to cliff jump.
I've seen these videos actually.
Yeah, so I used to cliff jump back in the day with my boys and my little crew. And yeah, we started getting followers from there, bro. So that back then was fun because it was just like, started to learn camera skills, started to do videography, started to just adventure and just do crazy shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was when around 16 was when I first started getting traction, like through footy, cliff jumping, and just like those good old fuckboy TikToks that I posted when I first started. But
yeah, that's mad.
deleted all those. They're gone.
Yeah, everyone that I know that does TikToks, they always tell me, yeah, I started off with that. Every single person I know.
Mate, you got to start rough, eh? That's just how it is.
Whenever I think of that guy that did that eye roll. What's that guy's name? Do you know the guy I'm talking about?
Oh.
He's dating Gabrielle Famora, that Brazilian girl. What's his name, bro? He's like Josh Richards. You know Josh Richards?
Is he Australian or no?
I think he's not Australian. He's American. He's American, but it's just the guy I think of every time someone tells me they used to post TikToks. I think
because they used to do that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. But yeah, bro, those cliff jumping videos, they were getting traction. You got picked up. 7 News were reporting on that. Yeah, that's cool. Did the 7 News thing help with the traction you were gauging as well, or was it not really?
The 7 News thing was just like a big wake up call to realize like you can make money from everything or anything. Because at the time I didn't know you could make money from video, but then we made the news and it was sort of like, holy shit, like we all made 1,000 each. And it's like, wow, we can like actually make money from this.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I always knew at a young age that social media was such an easy way to make money. Not easy because it is hard in some aspects, but I used to do rendering. I used to do plumbing. I worked at McDonald's and I never wanted to do that shit. Like I looked at that and I was like, for me personally, it's like, it just wasn't my thing. But I've my best mate, like he's a carpenter and a plumber and they love their job. But for me personally, it was just like, no, I don't see myself doing it. So it just depends on what you see yourself doing. So,
I guess you just kind of saw an avenue open up in front of you and you're like, yeah, that looks better to me than giving up my time for a couple of dollars every hour, you know? Because I'm only 25. I'm 25 and I've only just realized that now. You know, by having a job full time, I'm only getting paid if I'm there. As opposed to if I go online and start making money, I can get paid when I'm not. You know?
Well, yeah, like it's just the shift of like life now. Like social media is free marketing, Instagram's free, YouTube's free, podcasting's free, and then you can make so many like opportunities. Like I go to LA in 2 weeks to film over there, and it's like a 25K shoot, and it's just simply because social media. So with this podcast, for example, like if you were like smart enough to figure out ways to learn how to sell, learn how to get sponsorships, learn how to like make more trendy reels, all that type of stuff, then you can start making revenue. And guess what? You leave your job and you're doing something you enjoy, and you're going to put more work and love into it. So
Yeah, definitely. I'm with you. I know for a fact this is going to be something I transition into full time. But it's also the fun behind it, which makes it so much more interesting that you can make money for posting things online, because it is fun, you know. Like,
so fun.
yeah, you started off just jumping off cliffs, and to be honest, I have to throw out there, it was the Kayama jumping hole, wasn't it?
Kayama blowhole, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a
dude.
vlog. You know how many times I've gone there and thought about jumping in that and not done it? Like, nah, fuck that.
Intrusive thoughts, man. Sometimes you just gotta trust your gut.
Sometimes just
Should have
do
did
it.
it. No.
If one of my mates had a camera, maybe I would have done
Yeah,
it.
yeah. It's all camera. No.
Yeah.
You won't do it. No.
Yeah. Oh, the old Doxy would have done it, you know? Oh, yeah, all right. Nah, that's cool. But yeah, that's honestly wild shit to be filming, putting out there. It's no wonder it got traction. Not only was it awesome to see, it's, you know, anything that involves outdoor activities makes people stay for longer, in my opinion, whether it be beaches or views or forests or parks, things like that. But then when guys are doing something sketchy, especially when you know the place, that's a sketchy place, he actually did it. You know, that's crazy.
It's all relating. Like, if you can relate to something, then you're going to want to watch it.
Yeah, definitely. That's sick. All right, well, let's go back a little bit more as well. I have heard you mention on podcasts before, and I've watched your documentary that you made on YouTube as well, which was a phenomenal documentary, dude. That was awesome. That was motivating for me to want to start making you. To be honest, a lot of the time I spent researching you motivated me.
I appreciate that.
But you have mentioned a lot about childhood too, and it's not something I want to quickly skip over. It's not something that I'd necessarily wanted to dive lots into, but I feel like it does make a big chunk of your character, you know?
It does, yeah. Because everyone has a story. And that's actually a big reason why I love filmmaking, is because you literally get to show someone's story. And even like I heard you just say before, like, this podcast is your journal, which it is. Like, you just grow each time you do a pod. So yeah, a bit about my childhood. I've grown up with my dad. My nan was like my mother figure. Damn, I don't even know what to say. It's so weird, bro. Like, now that I'm getting old enough, I don't know if anyone relates to this, but the more shit you have going in life, you start to just, your past sort of fades away.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, I can't even remember half the shit I've been through anymore, because it's just not what I think about. But then when I was 18, when I was suicidal, it was all I thought about. So it's like, I think the biggest problem with mental health is if you're just focused on it too much, it actually makes the situation worse. Like, I don't know. I've just been researching it for the past 2 years, because obviously it was something big to me. Well, 3 years now. And I'm just trying to figure out why we get to the state of like wanting to just leave Earth. I know this is like completely opposite to your question, but it's like, you've obviously had dark days, right?
100%.
And it's like, why?
Is this, are you asking rhetorical? Like, or are you asking?
Well, yeah, I was going to ask rhetorical, like, why is it, right? Yeah. Like, and it makes you think, like, why did I actually get there? Like, what actually, because right now we're happy, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, why do we get into those states where it's like, we literally, and especially men, like, men go through things that, it's not a competition, it's not a war, but men go through things that women just will never understand. And I feel like some men just don't understand. Like, if you've never really gone through trauma, then you can't talk to a guy about trauma, because you just won't understand.
Yeah.
Or a woman can't really help a man out with trauma, because they won't understand what it's like to be a guy, because we don't get nurtured as much as a woman. So yeah, I don't know, man. I've just been trying to like deep dive. Honestly, like recently the Africa trip really changed my mind on just mental health. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just yapping right now, to be honest.
No,
I'm just trying to.
That's calm. I definitely am going to get to this Africa trip. I can't wait to hear about this whole journey. But I'm trying not to fast forward.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry about that.
Well, I'm not trying to fast forward, but I think you have an awesome story as well, you know? And you're definitely right. The more that you do retell your story to yourself about why things are not good, the longer it's going to stay not good. But it is also part of the healing process to talk about it up until a certain point, which I know you have done. You have done it in extensive things as well. And yeah, I don't necessarily think it's just age that makes you lose focus on that strong image of what was bad in the past. I think it's just more experiences and a new mindset and a new way of thinking that almost makes you forget your way of thinking, you know? You'll always have the memories, you'll always have that stuff, but because you're literally a different person every time that you come to a new idea. You know, I think that's why. And if I was to answer your question that you did ask, like, why do we have bad days? In my opinion, it's a very similar question to asking, why do we need to consume water to stay alive? and it's just part of life. I think that we all are just taking turns at feeling like shit, and I think that if everyone was feeling good together, we would never be able to pull people up and send people higher, and then now we feel like shit and they pull us higher, and I think we kind of just have to feel like shit. It's part of the world.
Yeah, I meant sort of like, why do you like personally get sad? Like what gets you to the like lowest low of your life? You know what I mean? Because some people never experience like the low of lows. Some people literally have just the perfect life, or they just never even get to the point of like suicidal thoughts. And obviously everyone's different. People may say they haven't, people probably have but haven't, like it just depends. But
no, that's a good question actually. I've never thought about that from a personal level. I'm going to do some diary entry thinking after this podcast about what it is that makes me personally feel sad, feel down, have those bad days. That's a good question. I've never asked myself that before. That's dope. But yeah, well, you did mention on podcast before that you didn't necessarily always feel as good as you do right now growing up, and I think that's a thing that a lot of kids growing up today do feel. A lot of people are feeling down and beaten and just at the bottom of the competition barrel, and you know, a lot of people get pushed to that point, which what led you to your point of the documentary that you filmed. And we will kind of quickly brush over it, but what was it that helped you get past those points of having such terrible days all the time? What was that chapter look like? What did that chapter look like after?
Yeah, there's many things, man. Like when I was suicidal from the age of 10 all the way to 18. Like it wasn't like just one sort of period. Like obviously there was days where I'd feel like I'm on top of the world, but other days I'd feel lost. So it was just a combination of just like trying to believe in myself. Like I have a diary that I've never showed anyone. But recently I just showed my mate, and it really made me think about my past. And it was like perfect timing that we're doing this pod, because like I've been in my thinking stage.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was reading the book, and I basically just was reading through the book when I read it. Like I wrote it when I was 13, and just some of the shit I said, I was like, fuck, I always did believe in myself. Like it was always like just one more day, or like just do it for dad. Or at the time I had my teachers that were helping me out. So it's just like the little things of like your loved ones, you know? And then at the end of the day, that's all that matters, like the people you love. And all you have to do is just repay the favor. So
no, that's a great answer, dude. That's all you need to hang on to, eh? Just the people that are putting in the time, putting in the effort. Teachers is something that I'd never hear people referencing, but that's an important thing to reference as well.
Yeah.
If I reflect, I guess I had some teachers that definitely fucking held my hand when I needed them to, eh? Definitely.
Oh, they do, bro. Like I've had so many situations. I remember in year 4, I had a teacher, and I won't say her name, but she basically told me one time, because my mate passed away when I was in year 4, my best friend.
Is his name Jake?
Jake, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was going through a rough stage then. Like I would fucking get angry all the time. People would be like saying he was their best friend. It would piss me off, like just little shit like that. I used to sit next to him, so I'd look at the chair and think he's still there, and people would like call me weird and shit, because I was like, I actually believed he was there, and I would have dreams that he's still alive. And I don't know, I was just going through a really weird mental like breakdown, I guess. Anyway, I used to just like go off at her, and one day she like talked to me after class, and she's like, I want to tell you something, and just started bawling her eyes out, and basically explained how she was bullied in school, how she went through a tough life, how she lost her friends. And I was like 10 years old, don't get me wrong, but that conversation I had with her was the day where I was like, holy shit, like I need to like have empathy for whoever the person is. Like I'll literally humanize anyone. Like one day, like I will be famous. I will be a multimillionaire. Like I will achieve everything I want, and I'll never like just degrade anyone, because at the end of the day, we're so human. Maybe it's like a curse, because sometimes I go out on the street and like you see someone that's all fucked up and shit, but you don't know what they've been through. You know what I mean? Like they could be all drugged up, they could be homeless, and you never know what they've gone through to get through there. Like everyone's got their own story. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure, dude. And you said it before too. If you've never been through something, it's hard to be able to give that empathy almost for someone else. And the truth is, when you did start to have your eyes open to what your teacher went through, it was because you went through it as well, that you knew how it felt. One of my favorite quotes is, empathy is just the output for the input that was trauma. So So it's not until that you've experienced it, now you can feel for someone else when they've gone through it as well. So big ups to your teacher for being vulnerable enough to be able to share that with you. But again, she had the trauma to be able to have the empathy for you. And I think that is one of the most beautiful things about life, and it's why we feel like shit, why we have bad days. It's so we can be there for someone else when they have a bad day, you know?
100%, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Now, what about when you started getting into filmography and stuff? I know that you were working for YKTR. How did that whole thing come to life in the first place? Because that's not something I know at all.
All right. So I was playing rugby league for Glenmore Park at the time, and Mark Horrow, Justin Horrow's father, was our coach. Anyway, I did a session with Justin Horrow, and we're doing sand dunes. Told him I was a videographer and shit. We stayed in contact, and then I think it was either like a couple months later, he's like, yo, like I have a job offer. And it was through the cliff jumping video. He's like,
okay.
I saw the clip. Like, he loves it. Like, can you come in to have an interview? Had the interview. I was nervous as fuck, like actually shitting myself. Like, I used to have like crazy anxiety.
Yeah.
Walked in and I was like, I just knew straight away. I was like, fuck, this is like somewhere I could work for sure. Like, it's not a trade. It's not McDonald's. Like, fuck yeah, I could do this shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically was an intern for 6 weeks, and then ICE eventually hired me and worked for them for a year.
Yeah.
So it was really good, bro. It was honestly fun. It felt like high school.
Yeah.
It was a random job, like literally the weirdest fucking thing.
And how long after this, because you said you did rendering, plumbing and McDonald's, how long after this period was that? How long did you work with that? But how long did you work for these companies before you worked at YKTR?
Right. Yeah. So I worked at McDonald's when I was 14.
Yeah.
Because my dad just wanted me to learn how to make money straight away. He wanted me to just like learn how to work hard. Very old school. So like, I worked at McDonald's when I was 14. When I was 15, I started doing rendering, just like cash jobs, with my ex's dad. And then, I did, plumbing for like literally a week, bro. Like, it legit lasted a week. And like the guy had to let me go because I just slept in and was late every single day.
Yeah.
Because it sucks. Because like it actually was fun. Like, plumbing's fucking low key fun as.
Plumbing's a pretty cool trade.
It is, yeah. Because you're just sorting out puzzles and shit.
Yeah.
But then I was working at McDonald's for like a whole year.
Yeah. Did you say you were 16?
Yeah,
Or
from
15?
this point I was 16. Sorry.
Yeah.
So from 14 to 16. 14 to 17. I was just working at McDonald's while I was doing those little side things, and then at 17 they offered me the job.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. Okay. So from that point when you did the cliff jumping the video, then how long was it from then until you were working there?
I don't even know, dude. I was like 16 when I started cliff jumping, so I was around like 16.
Yeah.
But I was like, maybe when I posted the video, it was like a week later.
Oh, wow. That's how quickly things started happening. Damn, bro. That's quick traction.
But I was always posting content. Like,
Yeah.
I used to do like, just like beach videos, like cinematic videos and stuff like that.
Okay, cool. Because I didn't know your account back then. And did you feel like you were getting traction on a lot of videos and the cliff jumpings were the ones that took off the most?
Yeah, I had about 10K followers when I was 16.
Okay, wow. Yeah, wow. That's cool. Okay, that's cool. All right. So then this whole journey working with YKTR for the year, we won't need to go into all the... I saw a bunch of stuff online about you saying, oh, I stopped working there. Them saying, oh, he got fired. You're saying, no, I quit. Like,
dude,
I'm not interested, to be honest, in all the drama.
I know. It's
it.
just like pointless shit.
Yeah, but I have heard from both sides, you're both talking highly of each other. I've heard you on other I think I might have heard you on... Was it Luke Irwin's podcast? Maybe it was that one. And you were saying that like you do really appreciate the time you spent there and things like that. But then I've also been following Isaac's content for a long time. And I literally remember before I knew who you were, him saying, oh, our guy, he left, blah, blah, blah. He's going to do big things, hopefully. And I actually remember seeing videos like that he posted. So what was some of the good things that you did take away from working there?
The good things I learned from YKTR is just like, dude, I learned a lot because there's so many personalities. Like from Simi, for example, I learned confidence and how to talk to women. From Jackson, I learned how to like talk pretty well, like figure out like just the management side of things, how to just be a vibey, like just like cool aesthetic type vibe. Luke, I learned how to just like edit. Justin, fuck, I don't know what I can say about Scope. Scope was like more like the uncle vibe. He was just there for me. Like he was like the guy you could talk to, you know?
Yeah.
And then Ice taught me a lot of like life lessons. I feel like he took me on as like his blank canvas, which is cool at the time because I learned a lot. And obviously like a mentor like him at the time was, well, he wasn't my mentor, but he was like my boss mentor.
Yeah.
He was like on top of the game. He reads a lot. He knows his shit. The only thing with Ice, like if he was consistent, like how he was back in the day, he'd be like even as further ahead as possible. But whatever he does, he's going to kill it. Like he's literally like too smart not to kill it.
Yeah.
I recently just saw he's in Goldie too, which is cool. So
Yeah, I seen that I think he moved up there permanently, didn't he?
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I learned a lot from them, bro. Like it's literally like the whole crew. So
That would have been an awesome experience that I think a lot of people are envious of in the first place. And just touching on it, dude, it's not even close to the shit that you did after that. You know what I mean?
I know, dude.
Like-
That's the thing. Like I started getting my name out there through YKTR. Like people asking for photos and stuff. I was obviously playing for Para at the time. So like everything was going good. And then, yeah, I'll let you go into the next part, I guess.
yeah, sweet. Well, I won't skip over to the next part just yet, but I agree with you. I was a big consumer of all the YKTR stuff in the beginning, especially the podcast episodes, because that's my number one thing I consume. You'd be surprised how many fucking podcasts I listen to, bro.
Yeah.
It's actually stupid. And yeah, it's very interesting that was a good milestone for you that sent you forward in your career since then, because it was actually a milestone for me to find an Australian channel to relate to. You know, I liked Ice's messages about, you know, just doing things for the first time, starting things out. When I was younger, that meant a lot to me. And it was one of the motivators for me to start the podcast, listening to his videos as well, you know.
That's mad, bro.
It's crazy what people don't know they can do to people, you know.
Well, it's like you might have listeners that like have no idea how much you've helped them.
Yeah, maybe.
So it's like,
thank you. I hope so. That's actually pretty good.
bro, you seriously will never know.
Yeah.
Like
damn.
the one thing you got to realize with social media is people know you, like they will just know you and you don't know them. So like you might meet someone that'll be like, bro, like this. It's like for me, for example, people come up to me and tell me like the deepest shit, like darkest shit of like what they've gone through, their traumas and stuff, literally in the first 5 seconds of medium.
Wow.
Because they feel like they're comfortable with me. They think they know like who I am because obviously I post it. So like the more you grow, the more you'll start to realize like shit, like people feel like they can trust you because they're watching you. It feels like they're literally in the room.
Well, there's actually a study about it that my mate Nathan came on and shared with me, that your brain can't distinguish the difference after a certain amount of hours consumed that person isn't actually in your life or not. You know, so if you watch enough, his example was Marvel movies, you genuinely feel like Robert Downey Jr. is your friend. Your brain can't tell the difference. So it makes sense why people are coming up to you and just feeling open enough to be able to talk to you, you know. That's powerful. It's crazy. So after that time ended, when you guys disagreed and you just went your own ways for whatever reasons it was, how long after that before you did mention as well, which I was curious, you mentioned once I think it was in that Luke's episode as well, you had a $15,000 month straight away after that. I'm pretty sure I stopped listening on that episode since that point, because I wanted to ask you personally, what does that mean? How did you make $15,000 after you just left a job?
Yeah, so it was literally through all videography, because I remember like I had this is probably like good advice to everyone that has a full-time job. When you leave your full-time job, like you have no income and it's not safe or anything. So I remember I saved up like just a couple more $100 from YKTR. And then right before I left, like the 2 weeks I had of like the notice, whatever it's called, 2 weeks notice.
Yeah.
I just remember messaging a fuck ton of people. Like I probably messaged, my DMs were probably like 200 people a day of just like messaging.
Yeah.
I think the max was 160.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just messaging everyone. I was like, hey, do you need a filmmaker? Hey, do you need a filmmaker? Hey, do you need a filmmaker? And then, bro, about like, it was only like 8 clients that got me 15K.
Wow.
So literally just, I reached out and I knew like, if I didn't do it, then I'd be fucked.
Yeah. So who were you, and I don't know if you're comfortable saying exactly what companies, but if you want, you can say the companies or people that you were filming for, or best people like them, but who were you targeting? How would you find if you're sending out that many messages a day, who are you starting with? You know, for anyone who does want to start doing it.
Yeah. So like little things I like teach my students is like Google Maps. Like you could literally go on Google Maps, find local, like restaurants or cafes or whatever it may be. You go on Google Maps, you research them and you call them up or you email them. But I was doing that. I was using the YKTR connections I had, like just being like, to little people like some of the G'd up boys and shit, like, yo, do you know anyone that could use filmmakers? I worked with like another lady named Jade Spooner. I think you know her.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. She was a massive help to me. Like I freaking love her. She was amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just a lot of people, bro. Like the shoots were really random too.
Yeah. Damn. Okay, that's cool. So you're pretty much just hitting up anyone that you can possibly think of to film for.
Yeah, but it's all networking. Like I had the people to network with to like then give me the referrals. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But
So-
again, I guess in that first place, you didn't need any referrals to start making content. And this is I'm trying to, in a way, I'm kind of trying to push a narrative as well with this episode as well, that this is a journey from nothing to creating the network to then going on these trips to then having the money and the success and things like this. But it really didn't start with having the network. It started from having nothing in the first place, you know?
That's the thing that sucks with like social media is people see me where I am now, but it's like they never actually saw how hard it was.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, oh, you're lucky, or oh, you got this. It's like, bro, you got to fucking create your own luck. Like everything you do is like on you. Like I had the choice to either network with people or not. I had the choice to work at YKTR. I had the choice to pick up a camera in the first place. I could have been a tradie still to this day. Like there's so many different things.
Yeah. I can't emphasize enough to people, bro, to pick up a camera. Like it's changed my life entirely. Like I haven't, the money or the views or anything like that. Like to be honest, I'm not really that interested. I do like my job. I work full time as well. That's why this isn't necessarily something that I'm trying to focus on for that mark. But the networking, the people I'm meeting, the motivation, and people like yourself who are traveling away and getting themselves into rooms with these high successful individuals. I sat down with a guy a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if this episode's going to be out first or not, but his name's Yao Media, and he has a very similar story of just getting his camera and taking photos at festivals, and now he's traveling, doing music videos for people like Day One, or like being backstage with Chopper or Skepta or RD and people like that. I'm like, but you just started doing it. Like you're doing what 99% of people haven't just done, you know? Pick up the camera.
Literally.
Yeah.
It's actually that fucking simple.
It's that simple, bro. It's fucking phenomenal. All right. So then with this month that you had recording for these companies, was that something that you thought, this is what I'm going to continue to do for a long time? I'm going to continue to just work for myself as almost like a freelance agent and then just reach out to people?
Well, yeah, at the time it was obviously scary because like, fuck, I left my job. And I was like, shit, I don't have a job now. So like I had to get him, obviously I was a freelancer before YKTR, so I had to get back in that mindset of like freelancing.
Yeah.
But then that first win of 15K, I was like, holy shit, this is actually not that hard.
Yeah.
Like it's really not. You just message people and you just fucking do it really. Like it's actually so simple.
So when you first started messaging people, how did you know what prices to do for things like that? Like were you kind of just guessing for your own fair price? What was that like?
Fuck, that's a good question, bro. I actually don't remember. I used to just like, come up with like bullshit prices. Like I'd be like, oh, you need 4 videos. Okay, like let's do 2K.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, oh, but I'm like, look, I've worked with like YKTR, I've been their videographer. They get heaps of views and shit. Like I was just like,
yeah, of course. Well,
just
you got
trying to like finesse my way through.
Yeah, of course. Well, there's this thing now. It's I've been trying to implement. It's called "Fuck your promise, show me your proof." So it's like you can promise them a video for whatever price you want, and then you got your proof before that. You know what I mean? Like this is what I have done. I'll do it again. You know?
Yeah.
That's sick. I actually remember those videos you were making as well. So when you started with YKTR, but when you started doing it for yourself, how long would a process take to charge something like, just say it was $2,000 for 4 videos? How much time were you spending like shooting and then editing and things like this?
The thing that was amazing about YKTR was I can edit so fucking quick, eh? Mm-hmm. Like I'd say I'm one of the fastest editors. Like you ask my mates, like I will pump out a 10-minute video in literally an hour.
Wow.
Like this podcast I could cut up in fucking minutes, eh?
Yeah.
So
fucked.
I am lucky.
Don't tell me that. It takes me so long, bro.
Yeah, I know. I'm very lucky in that sense. But I did like literally work every single day to fucking just get quick. Like I'm just fast at it. So editing time, I don't really put it in there because it's like an hour. Doesn't really take me that long. I give one revision. If they want another one, obviously costs like, well now obviously my prices are way higher, but back then I was like, oh, an extra $300 to do a revision and stuff. So
yeah. Damn, that's sick. I got to start asking you off camera some price points to start going off because I started doing edits for other companies as well, but it's a baby process at the moment. You know, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, bro.
That's the thing, right? So you actually see in the vlog Road to a Million I'm doing, you'll see I'm still nervous doing sales calls, but I got the sale from literally 10K to 25K.
Wow.
And it's just, you need to be comfortable with understanding that it's every man for himself. Like at the end of the day, you need to feed your family, and there's nothing actually wrong with asking. But just a little sales trick, if you're wondering, you got to start by asking their goals. So when you get on this call, say, hey, how you doing? Then ask their goals straight away. Once you tell your goals, like for example, if I asked you, what are your goals about, like let's just say I'm a podcast growth.
Yeah.
What are your goals with the podcast? You'd be like, oh, I want to get more views. I want to get more followers, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. This is what I actually do. You're the perfect client for me. You basically explain how you can help them in every single way so they feel super comfortable, and they'll be like, oh, wow, like this is amazing. Like this is exactly what I need. So you just need to provide the problem to their solution. You need to provide a solution to their problems.
Yeah.
So after you do all that, you tell them a price of like, let's just say you're wanting to do the thing for $2,000. They'll be like, oh, it's a bit out of my budget. What do? You go back straight to the goals. Oh, but at the start of the call, you said you needed this. Like, why is money such a fear? Like, how much are you making a week? You're making 1,000? That's only 2 weeks of work. Wouldn't you rather 2 weeks of work into an investment where it could change your life forever? So just a little trick for the trades, you know?
Bro, you're making me think. I actually had a call with someone the other day. He did that exact fucking thing on me, bro.
Did he sell you?
No, he didn't sell me. I know I'm pretty good at putting my foot down after a certain point, but he was inciting me with all that thing. I just know in my head I've got a point.
But some people are too bullshit. Like,
yeah.
When I'm selling something, like a lot of fucking gurus and shit are out there now. They're selling just shit they actually haven't achieved.
Yeah.
That's why I think like just social proof so important. Like you wouldn't go to like an overweight PT. Like it just doesn't make sense.
I see that shit. I'm like, bro, what are you spending? You don't know how to spend your money, bro.
Legit.
Yeah.
It's like if you did like a podcast course, you could do one about the camera gear, the setup, all that. Like that makes sense.
Yeah.
But you couldn't do a course on like how to make money from a podcast.
Nah, you're right.
Like that's what a lot of people do. They just
I have noticed a massive trend of that lately online of people selling the dream without actually living it yet. You know, it's actually a bit huge. It's probably the biggest grossing industry I've seen so far.
Have you seen that fucking weird shit on TikTok? Like the ads of these like, hey Aussie lads, like come work. Have you seen that?
No, I need to know what you're talking about, but yeah, I'm going to try and pull it up after the episode. Yeah.
If I find it, I'm going to send it to you.
Yeah. Fuck
anyway,
yeah.
we won't get into that because that was fucking.
Yeah, sweet. All right, cool. Well, that's a mad hustle you have. I like that you kind of made it up as you go and you already had the speed to be able to do things as well. When did you say you first found your style of capturing things, you know, because I feel like everyone who does capture, whether it be photos or videos or anything like that, they have their own stylistic approach to it. And looking at your Instagram now, it's very evident for the last X amount of time you've had a more consistent theme as opposed to in the beginning. Easy example, I say lighter scheme to darker scheme, you know. When did you first noticing your touch that you were doing for businesses? And was that something that you were trying to include when you were shooting for people?
See, when I first started, I was very into like fashion, literally anything. I would do anything just to make money.
Yeah.
But now that I know myself and now that I make a lot of money, it's because I'm very niched. I'm niched in emotion. So like No Tats Foundation, for example, they hired me because they knew someone that can create emotion will get people to donate, which is the most important thing, right?
Yeah.
You want to get people to donate to save people's lives.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm perfect person to do that. So yeah, like finding my stuff just took me trial and error. Like I just kept doing it. Like it literally took me 3 years to figure out like what I wanted to do. And then now I'm so confident of what I wanted to do. Like I'm doing the weekly vlogs now. I've got like videos that I want to like inspire people with, which you said before, like inspire, like it means the world to me. So yeah, just gonna stick to it, bro. Like if you just stay consistent after you figure something out, then
That's sick that it took you a few years, bro. I love that. That's actually so powerful because so many people do not find themselves for a very long time inside anything they do, bro.
Yeah.
People who do, well, like we mentioned, jiu-jitsu might not find their style of jiu-jitsu for 5 years, you know what I mean? But eventually they've got their thing. People better watch out because he's good at that. He does this, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so awesome. And you made me think of a question I wanted to ask you before that you were filming for, as you said, any businesses, things like that. I did notice a post that you did with industry. Do you remember the post I'm talking about where you're kind of walking? It was a very dark, real shot and you were kind of walking forward. It was like a checkered fleece jacket. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Was that a business deal? Was that like one of those clients, things like that?
No, I just did a lot of free shit just to try to get connections and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, bro, when you're starting, like, for example, when I first started, I remember I was like 2 weeks into videography. I bought a bloke in a bar can. Mm-hmm. This is before YKTR and everything. I bought a bloke in a bar can and I made like this shit like I look at it now, fucking yuck. Mm-hmm. But back then it was actually really good. And bloke in the bar actually messaged me. He's like, bro, this is sick. Put it on his story. And I ended up getting 2 clients from that.
Yeah.
So it's like the best advice I would give to like videographers is just create spec ads. Just do shit for free. Bro, I film every day for free because it just, one, it makes me better. And 2, it just gives me more opportunities. Like I film my vlogs now. Saw a Spaniard yesterday.
Wow.
This lady, like random lady, just come up to me and said, hey, like I own a winery. I'd love you to come film my wine business and stuff. I was like, sweet. Like it's that simple to get clients.
Yeah, that's so sick.
But
so many people don't do that too. I listen to this guy, Alex Amosi. You ever seen Alex Amosi?
Yeah, he's a good dude. Yeah.
He's a champion. He says the same thing too. He's like, when you're starting off, do things for free. Give your service out for free. And he's like, I promise you, this stuff will start coming. And you're a good example. You're the first person I've met who started saying, through my business, I started doing it for free. I lie, a couple people have, but you're the most recent person to say it to me. Yeah, that's sick. Okay, so then when you're doing this for the first month, and then is this the time where you can tell me the story about when you first got the call off Instagram, or is it not up to that yet?
Up to you, man.
No, I mean, like, was that timeline wise? Is that?
Oh
what
yeah,
it was?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
I
yeah,
need
it
to
was.
hear
Yeah,
the
that was.
story.
Sorry, that was perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
The transition. Yeah. So yeah, after I made the 15K month, I posted the video of me cliff jumping with like the news edit, all the edits into it. Ended up getting like 5 million views at the time, and yeah, I got a phone call from this guy that had like an anime character on his screen. I was like, what the fuck? It's like 4 a.m. And I just answered the call and I was like, yo. And he's like, hey, bro, like looking for a videographer. Just started talking to me. And I was like, damn, like what the fuck? Like everything he was saying like felt too good to be true. Like saying like, we'll meet the Tates. We're going to go travel Europe. You'll come to America, come travel in America, all this type of shit. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Like I got nothing to lose. I told my dad about it and he's like, nah, you're not going. Like they're going to like take your kidneys and shit. He's like, how do you trust him? Like, why would you go? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Dad, what do I have to lose, man? Like, fuck it. And he's like, what about footy? I'm like, I'm concussed. It's the perfect time to go. Like, it's literally like, it's just time to go, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just fucking sent it, bro. Like, filled out all the contracts and stuff I had to do. And then, yeah, just
Started
life
from there.
changed.
Life changed, bro. For sure it changed. All right. So when you saw this call come through, this guy, this anime character, was this actual Luke himself, or was
Yeah,
this
it was
someone
Luke
for
himself.
him? Okay. And what's his last? It's Luke
Belmar.
Belmar, that's how you say it.
Yeah.
Belmar. Yeah, sweet. So I know him, and I'm going to get to this in a minute, but I can't believe it. But I've watched his videos in the past, and he's nowadays a bit different than before. But he just recently did a video with Simon Squibb. He's basically like a guru for business and money and things like this. And he was sitting down with Simon Squibb, breaking down his idea of how to achieve money and things like that. So when you first had that call, did you have any idea who he was or anything at that point?
No, he had like 50K followers at the time.
Okay, yeah, wow.
And had like hardly any posts and stuff. I was like, who is this guy? I tried looking him up, hardly like saw shit.
Yeah,
So I met him before like the fame.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it was like, it was mad because the whole time, and the thing with Luke is like, fuck, he literally just knows way too much. Like, it's kind of weird. It's like, bro, how do you know that much shit?
Really? And how old was he at this point? Do you know?
Oh, bro, fuck, I don't remember his age now, to be honest.
Yeah. Because I'm assuming he's in his 30s.
Nah, yeah, I think now he'd be 30. I think I met him when he was like 27.
Okay, wow. And was his post all about crypto back then? Was that what it was?
Yeah, it was just like flexing photos in crypto and stuff. Like
Yeah.
it was just like a couple Instagram posts.
Mm-hmm. And how long ago was this whole thing? This would have been about a year and a half, I'm guessing?
2 years now.
2 years? Okay,
Yeah.
sweet. So we've kind of already gone through our big phase of crypto. Everyone knows what crypto is.
Yeah.
And I guess he must have got his fame and height through that period of his life. And then was he already making videos and vlogs and things like that before he asked you?
He used to do like live streams. So a lot of people used to like watch his live streams and like get some ad inspo from that.
Okay. But he wasn't doing vlogs or anything like that?
No,
So he pretty
nothing.
much called you to start this thing up for him?
Yeah, he was on one of Sneako's vlogs, and I think after that he just like wanted to film shit.
Yeah, damn, that's crazy. So he's seen you through your clips on Instagram, reached out to you, you said, fuck it, why not? He kind of said, fuck it, why not as well?
Well, yeah, if you think about it, like he risked getting someone from Australia,
Yeah.
like literally some random fucking 18-year-old.
Yeah.
So I was like, it's pretty crazy to think like, why would he pick me out of everyone? But then you start to realize like, as you learn more in life and all of this, like everything happens for a reason. Like the reason I was with him is because I was the perfect videographer he needed. Like if you look at all his content, like I filmed that.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. I've watched his videos, like say Meeting with the Tate brothers and things like that. I've watched those videos to know, and you filmed those videos.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Crazy. Yeah. All right. Well, that's crazy. So what was it first time you answered the phone, he told you the deal. I've seen the clip of you and your mates, celebrating. That was an awesome experience. I'm glad that you captured that. And then what did it look like from there? How long until you were on a plane?
Literally like a day after, like it was like that night. So that phone call, the film shot, it was literally like that morning at like 1 a.m. or some shit. Oh, sorry, not 1 a.m. It was the next morning. So I drove home at 1 a.m. because I sat with my mates.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the next morning.
Wow, okay.
And it was like a 42 or 47 hour flight.
Wow. Jesus. And where'd you fly to?
Oh, it did. It was like Australia to Abu Dhabi to like Greece somewhere else, and then wherever the fuck I was to Albania.
Albania. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. What did it first look like? First time sitting down, meeting him? Run me through, bro. What did this journey look like?
The first thing I remember when I opened the door and like he was at the front door was, sounds cringe, but the aura. Like he had like this fucking rich aura about him. Like he had the white teeth. He had like just a simple watch, nice grey pants on, and a shirt. Yeah. With like clean white shoes. And I just remember being like, holy fuck, like I'm actually hanging out with a rich motherfucker. Yeah. Because like Blacktown, bro, like so many rich people out here.
We don't see that.
And I've never spoken to anyone like that type of rich.
Yeah. And what was the place? Was it a house? What was the place when you first went?
It was a 5-star hotel in Albania. Albania was like pretty like sketch where we were. But the hotel we had was sick. And bro, he just like had a couple like $10,000 stacks in the room. Yeah. Laptop. And I was like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah. Fuck that.
Like I was low-key thinking like, fuck, should I just slip that in my pocket or?
Yeah. Is he testing me or what?
Yeah, I know. Seeing like, bro, I'm from Blacktown, like steal that shit.
This guy didn't do his research, bro.
Yeah, I know.
I'm about to get 30K in dip.
Yeah. Literally.
Wow. Okay, so that's a pretty cool first experience. Was it just you and him? Did he have other guys with him?
No, it was weird. Like it was not weird, but it was pretty intimidating. It was like him and then his two brothers. So it was like three dudes just in the room, and I was just like, oh, wow. Fuck, like, wow. Don't kill me right now.
Yeah. Well, what was his brothers like? Were they also content creators behind the cameras? What were they doing?
Yeah, so his brother does more of the fitness stuff. Yeah, it's just a cool family they got. Like, his brother Nate, very like athletic, very like earthy type of person. His other brother, I don't think he's on content, so I won't say his name, but his other brother was very smart and like, bro, even smarter than Luke, I would say. He's very smart, like just knows his shit. Wow. And then Luke's like the personality.
Yeah. Is he the middle brother or what's he?
Oh, dude, I can't even remember.
Yeah.
I think he was either the youngest or I think he was the youngest maybe.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. All right. Well, they've taken a big leap of flying you out there, dude, but they've obviously tested your commitments by putting you for a 40-something hour journey, And I think that you just showing up there in the first place would have showed them a lot, and it would have showed them exactly what they wanted to see. That's awesome. From that point, what did they tell you? What we're going to do? This is our plan. Did you have any idea what was going to come for the near future yet?
Yeah, I sort of knew what was happening. Like he did explain that I was just going to film his vlogs. He kept saying like, bro, I'm going to blow up the internet. Like I'll literally be all over social media. And yeah, he's like, we're going to try to meet the Tates and stuff like that. So.
Wow. And being behind the scenes, seeing how he operated without having much consumption of his content yet, was it a nice insight? And I guess you had some experience with YKTR too, but is watching the video, how much stuff behind the scene? Because when I watch a video, it looks like the whole thing's orchestrated and planned most of the time with their vlogs and what they're going to do for the day. And I feel like in my head, it must be a long preparation point before that video gets filmed. Being behind the scenes and seeing it, is it exactly that? Is it like, yo, we're going to do this in a month, let's prepare for this? Or is it almost like a day-to-day, whatever happens?
Dude, it's literally like whatever happens.
Wow.
Just how like I filmed just before, like come in, do the pod, I'll go film some other shit when I get home. Like it's just very like what happens in the moment. Yeah. I think that's the best sort of stuff because it's so real.
Yeah, okay. I thought on these larger scales, it must have been different to what it's like on the smaller scales. I thought they must have been prepping for X amount of time, very quick algorithmic technique kind of thing.
No, the thing with Luke is like he's very like free. Like he doesn't really like to schedule shit. So like, bro, it was like every 2 days we're traveling to a different country. Wow. It was so fucking tiring, but like it was mad. Yeah. Because we'd be chilling in Albania. Then he's like, all right, so tomorrow morning, wake up early. We'll go to Split, Croatia. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah. We drove from Albania all the way to Croatia just so he can get this fucking alcohol. I was like, what the fuck? Like, drove all that way just to go to a bar.
Yeah, yeah.
He's like, yeah, bro, like, it's a cool bar. I want to go there. And then from there, we went to like, I can't even remember, Dubrovnik or something. Like, we just kept traveling, bro. Just if we wanted to do something, he would want to do it.
Damn.
But the whole time, I just remember asking him because we're in a van and we're sitting across from each other. And bro, for hours and hours and hours, just asking him questions, eh?
Yeah, good idea. Great opportunity to take. What was how much time did you spend with him in total, do you reckon? Was it a month or was it more?
It was like 2.5 months, 3 months. I can't remember exactly, but yeah, it was around that.
Nice. All right. What's it might be hard to answer this question, but I'm going to say in the beginning quarter, like say your first your first couple of weeks, things like that, what were some of your biggest takeaways? I guess the shock was like, fuck, how does he have this much money? What like blah blah blah. That's what I'd probably be thinking.
That was my first thought.
Yeah, and then what were some of your biggest takeaways? What were some of the questions you were asking him? What were some of the answers you were getting early on?
Yeah, so I was asking like literally every question under the roof because I was even looking up questions on Google, like what do you ask a millionaire?
Yeah.
But I remember the first question, he was asking me a lot of questions there, which was the weird thing. Mm-hmm. So I'd say something, he'd be like, why? I'm like, what? Like, I was like, he's like, do you want to make money? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, why?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't fucking know. Like, I just want money. He's like, what is money? I'm like, shit you buy stuff with? He's like, no. What is money? And like, he would just put me on the spot. Like, it was very like, just constrictive, like just straight to the point. Mm-hmm. Which I'm lucky I played footy because like, I know how to handle that.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I was just asking like questions and he was asking me questions. He's like, what do you want to do in life? I was like, I just want to inspire the world by sharing my story. And this is before I started posting like my suicidal stuff. And he's like, why do you want to do that? Like, what's so good about your story? And I told him my whole story, like how I grew up. Like, he's one of the few people that actually know my full story because we had such a long drive. And he's like, how are you going to capitalize on it? And I was like, I don't know yet. Like, I've never really thought of it. And he's like, well, start thinking about it. Start figuring out how you can do it. He said, every millionaire, every person that's successful has a plan. If you have no plan, then what are you going to tick off? So that was one of the like biggest things to me because after that, like I just started posting like more content that aligned with me and like what I wanted. Because I know my story, like my whole goal in life is to have a movie about my life.
Damn,
so
that's a good goal, bro.
I just need to achieve more shit to then have that success. Because I just know I've gone through so much shit. Whereas, I've gone through so much shit. So if I can achieve something so fucking big in life, then I can make a movie about it.
Damn, that's a good goal, bro. To make a movie about it would be phenomenal. Just watching the documentary and hearing the stuff that you have shared on other podcasts too, I think that you have an awesome story to be turned into a movie, dude.
Yeah, and that's like, bro, that documentary, I had to take so much out of it because I felt like it was one, too deep and too triggering. But I just knew if I got that documentary out there, a lot of people, like even Netflix was like, I had a trial to like try to get on Netflix and stuff.
Wow.
But the quality wasn't good enough because obviously there was iPhone footage and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like it's just little steps you have to do to achieve the bigger picture. Like I didn't have to post my documentary, but I knew if I post my documentary, people can see who I am as a person without even meeting me. And then hopefully one day, like I can make an actual movie on my life.
It's a trailer, isn't it? It's almost like a trailer.
Literally, dude, yeah.
Yeah. Fuck, that's so sick. All right, well, that's awesome to be getting that hand-on-hand experience, to be able to sit down with a millionaire who's so driven, who's so drive, and it sounds like he takes fulfillment in trying to make other people successful too, the way he's asking you questions, you know? That's sick. So how long into the journey before you started to network with other social media creators? How long into the trip was that?
Like, what do you mean? Like
so his videos consisted of, like, say, for example, you mentioned he knows Sneeko. There's like, who else? Like the Fit and Fresh Brothers, things like that.
Yeah, we met all of them at the Tate's place in Romania.
Okay. Yeah. And how long into the trip was that?
Like fifth week into it? Fifth week? Because we the first time we got to Croatia, we were meant to meet him at the yacht party, but we fucking just fell asleep and we just like didn't wake up for it.
Yeah.
So Luke messaged him and be like, yo, like we need, like, it'd be mad if we can still link up. Ended up like Sneeko being there, Fresh and Fit Boys, and Joe Weiler, whatever his name is.
And I think I've seen there, who's that tradie? what the fuck?
Yeah, Joe Wheeler.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Justin Waller.
Justin Waller. Yeah,
Fuck,
that's who I'm
thinking of the Sidemen guy.
Yeah, I always
Fuck.
forget his name too. Justin Waller. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love his content. He's actually sick. He's inspiring as well. So to be with these guys, did you ever consume any of their content? Like at this point, you didn't really know who Luke was first, but then what about any of these other guys? Did you know who they were?
Well, dude, I didn't even know who Tate was at the time.
Fuck.
So the funny thing was, my best mate Nathan was telling me about Andrew. He's like, bro, you need to watch this guy on TikTok. Like, he's the funniest cunt.
Yeah.
And I was like, he's just some bold guy. Like, who is he? And then, like a couple of days before I met Andrew, I told my mate, I was like, yo, I'm meeting that guy that you showed me on TikTok, eh? And he's like, no fucking way. And like, I realized like this guy's actually popular.
Bro, he's like he was the most Googled man for like 18 months or something.
Literally. So when I met Andrew, like I wasn't as nervous as like someone who like looked up to him would be.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Like he's a freaking insane person. Like
Yeah.
incredible dude. Like if you think of like achieving shit in life, like he's achieved a lot. So like
Sure.
he could die happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, like I told my mate and my mate was like, whoa, no way, dude. Like it's crazy. But
All right. What about like Sneeko? Did you know who any of those guys are? Fresh and Fit Boys, Mylon. Did you know who any of those guys were?
dude, literally none of it, mate.
Fuck off, bro. That's just amazing, dude. I don't know whose position I'd rather take it from. Your position of not knowing who they are or a massive fan. You know what I mean? Like,
See, I'm so glad I was not a fan, because when you're a fan, it sort of makes the whole thing weird.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if you treat someone like a celebrity, they'll treat you like a fan. So
Yeah.
it's cool that you kind of weren't, you know.
Like, dude, I was just literally, I didn't say a thing. I was just filming. When I had time to talk to them, I would talk. But Tristan was the coolest, bro. Like,
Oh, real?
Tristan, I could, like, I don't know, something about him, bro, is just fucking sick cunt.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're just talking a bunch of shit. Justin, what's his name?
Waller, yeah.
Yeah, he still remembers me, which is cool. Like,
Yeah.
I reckon all of them would
Wow.
if I saw him again.
So did you see Justin again since then?
Nah,
or?
sorry. I know this guy that was in his school that they talked to each other.
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
asked him if he knew me, and he's like, yeah, I remember that kid. Like,
Damn.
yeah, so
Oh, bro,
he's like, I think he's like, oh, I got that kid fucked up on the drink or whatever.
yeah. It's
funny
I
as.
seen a video actually. Was it in your documentary where they got
Yeah,
you to do
bro.
that shot?
It's in the vlog too with
okay.
Luke
Oh,
Belmar's vlog.
yeah. Okay, so that's the point I was about to get at too. Sorry, I'm going to cut you off, but I remember watching that video of him because I was consuming everything Andrew Tate popped out back then of this Luke guy meeting the Tristan brothers. And I remember watching it thinking, fuck, that's so cool. I can't believe that it was you who was the guy behind the camera. And then they were even showing you, they were like getting you to do drinks and shit like that. What was the environment being like in a room full of such high achieving men? You know, it's a room full of alpha men who capture people's attention and capture their time and capture their money and capture their life. You know what I mean? What's it like being in a room surrounded by those people?
It was motivating as fuck, bro. Because I remember this, I've got it on footage too, and I'm like going to put it in the $1 million videos. It was 10 of us in a room, and Luke and Tate were talking, and Tate said, if I had 10 people in a room right now, I bet we'd all be fucking multimillionaires. And then Luke's like, there's 10 people in a room. And I thought about that because Luke kept making me question shit. So I started questioning that moment specifically because I was like, what do we all each have? Like, what is each of our skills? Tate's a good personality. Tristan's a good personality. Luke's very smart, like very genius. He's good at investing shit. I'm a good filmmaker. At the time, obviously now I got more like skills, but at the time I was just a filmmaker. Sneeko was a personality. The Fresh and Fit Boys were a personality. Like, we could all build something crazy. So I thought to myself, like, wow, like I can actually be in a room. Like, I actually believe that I can fucking make a lot of money. And I'm not like, my goal is not just like after I make $1 million, I'm not going to just stop there. Like, I'm going to go to 5 mil, road to fucking 10 mil. And I think honestly, the most important lesson in life is just documenting the whole thing because you don't appreciate as much and you don't actually know how far you've come. Like, sometimes I forget how far I've come, and then people tell me something like this podcast, like it reminds me like, shit, like I actually have come a long way. Like, I forget about YKTR, I forget about Luke Belmar and stuff. Like, I forget about all the shit I've done because life's so quick now because you're just so focused on the next goal, the next task. So yeah,
Man, that's so awesome. I kind of have a weird life theory. There's no proof behind it, but it's very spiritual and energetic driven. I think that you were meant to be in that room and hear Andrew talking about those things for a reason. You know, it was part of your destiny. It was part of the story life was trying to tell you that you're destined for, you know, like if I had 10 guys in a room, there's 10 of us, you know, like you're the one that hasn't done it yet. Like you're the next person to do it, you know?
I know. And I was mad because obviously I was the youngest there. And one thing I've like learned in life is, and it's the book my dad used to read me. It's like, if you think you can, you can. Like if you literally just think you can do something, it's so easy to just achieve. Like,
oh, the train book.
Yeah, the train book. Yeah. Fuck, you got a good memory, dude. You actually studied that shit.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's hectic. But yeah, like I read that book fucking 2 days ago because it was just like, because we're moving house, like I'm just like looking at everything and I was reading the book and it's so true, bro. Like just think you can and you can. Like you got to 100 episodes on your pod, like just because you thought you could.
Yeah, exactly. There's a bit of stubbornness. Trust me, there's a little bit of those other emotions playing as well, but it's definitely the power of what you think you can do. I spoke about that this morning with Mario. We spoke about the fact that it's just the power of what you believe that will become true, you know?
Facts.
It's dope, bro. It's so dope. Were you meeting any other kids sharing your journey along this way? Like people who were filming for people and things like that?
Yeah, bro. I met a lot of people, Like my network now, like it's actually crazy to think like I've got a fucking network around the whole world.
Oh, that's fucked up, bro.
And it's like everything too. Like if I wanted to go to Dubai, like I could hit up a fucking multimillionaire to like use his car or whatever. Or if I went to like, let's just say Brazil, I could hit up a mechanic. Like I just have like a really weird sort of connection base.
Yeah.
And it's just all social media.
Yeah.
And sorry to keep freaking mentioning it, but like the Road to a Mill thing that I'm focused on now, it's like people can watch me how I do my things, but then they're going to be in the comments like giving me criticism. They're going to be wanting to help. They're going to be wanting to like be like, you're never going to make it. Like there's going to be so many things that makes it watchable.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like I can do it. Like I know I can. Like fuck what people think or say. But it's just a good way to like just make money. Like I could get a 20 grand sponsor just because I get views on it and they'll be like, oh, we'll sponsor you and we'll try to help you get to a mil. You know what I mean? Like how is that not an easy marketing strategy where it's literally free to do? It's a skill that I have that anyone can learn. Anyone can learn filmmaking. And it's just by just doing it.
I think that the people aren't doing things like that because they're not they're not willing to go through that period of downtime. Because as you said, it was a few years before you found your niche for what works for your stylistic approach. It was a while of making content before you did have that opportunity to sit to meet Isaac and the Ice Boys and things like that. Like, I think a lot of people aren't willing to go through it because, and I've been trying to work this out for myself too, I think people don't enjoy it. You know, I think the simplest truth is you have to enjoy it. If you did
100%.
all this but you didn't enjoy it, I don't know if you would have got to the position you are at. Just because you weren't getting paid and you were putting the consistency and the effort, I don't think if you didn't enjoy it, you wouldn't be here, bro. I really think that. And to meet all these people from all over the world is so fucking fantastic. And just through me doing the podcast, my network on the smaller scale of what it is just so far in Sydney has grown exponentially over the past few months because I'm just taking opportunities. Like, fuck, I'm just taking risks. It blows my own mind of what can be done, you know? It's fucking
100%.
insane. So you did this for a few months with these 2.5 months, you know, with Luke. What did life look like after that period had ended? Yeah.
Yep. So to keep it short and sweet, I got back home. I started filming the scene for my documentary where I was like, fuck, I just got back. I feel so motivated. Like I've literally come back to the shithole I live in. Like I need to make it out. So after like all the money I made from Luke, I spent it all on Bali, went to Bali for a month with my best mate, Hayden. And I told, like, it was so weird. Like we're having a deep chat. We're just sitting there. I was like, bro, I reckon I can make 100K in a month, the first month of 2023. He's like, how are you going to do it? And I was like, dude, I actually don't know, but I have a feeling that I'm just going to make 100K and I'm just going to do it. Like, and I'm just going to make money. Cause I saw how fast Luke made money.
Yeah.
And it was like, fuck, like, bro, I think now he's making over 130K a day.
Oh, fuck, bro.
So
What the hell?
it's like, and just the belief he gave to me with money, it's like, it's actually not that hard to make. Like, it's literally just learn a skill, have a goal. I don't know if you know Brian Tracy. Brian Tracy's someone
I'm not sure. I don't think I do.
Brian Tracy's like my fucking, like my guy.
Yeah.
He doesn't know who the fuck I am, but
Yeah.
I just listen to his videos all the time, bro. And he just explains the 21 ways to become a millionaire, the how to sell, how to network, how to talk. Like he's literally someone I'll listen to for hours. Each day I listen to him for like 2 hours.
I'm going to look him up for sure.
He's really good. The way he speaks too, he's like, when you start to procrastinate, tell yourself, do it now. Do it now, do it now, do it now. And I'm like, every time I'm laying down, I'm like, fuck, I need to do it now. And you tell yourself that and you just do it.
Yeah.
It's simple.
Yeah. There.
But yeah.
So that was your mindset you had in the first month. How'd you go for that goal in the first month of being back?
Fucking did it.
Oh, that's fucked up, bro.
I made 100K in the first, well, I made 95K, but
Yeah.
I'm saying 100 because it
100K,
sounds fucking
right?
cool.
You made 100K.
Yeah, 100K.
Fuck, bro. That's phenomenal. That's
Yeah.
phenomenal. Did you use much of the leverage of the fact that you just came back from this holiday as a marketing approach to yourself to be able to offer
dude.
people? Yeah.
So I marketed the fuck out of it. Like people were like coming up to me in Sydney, like, yo, you met the Tates. Like everyone, like still to this day, I'll be like, people so like know me and shit. So it's cool, bro. Like I walk around and like people will say hello, like take
Damn.
photos and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just good to know that like if you just believe in yourself and all the hard work pays off.
Damn. So this, if you got back, then it would have been closer to, let's just say, a year and a half ago. Is that when you say you got back, or when did you?
So I got back in October. I went to Bali in November. I got back in December to like just figure out what I was going to do.
So you got back October 2022?
2022, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sweet. All right. So then you've been back for this period, and then the documentary that you filmed came out. What was that? 10 months, 11 months ago. How long did that come out?
Fuck, when did I post a doco?
I'm pretty sure it was like. I'm pretty sure I'm right when I say 10, 11 months. I think so. Almost a year ago.
Oh, really?
I think so. I could
Holy
be wrong.
shit.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. I actually don't know.
Yeah,
I can't even remember when I just posted and didn't look at it because I didn't want to see the views.
Yeah.
I still haven't looked at the views.
Okay. Well, I won't tell you any of the things about
Yeah,
it. Then.
you're good.
But then, I feel like that must have taken some time because it was I know you said you're fast at editing and things, but
The
that-
doco, yeah.
that would have taken some time. How long did it take to make?
The doco took me months, bro, because I kept putting things in, taking it out, kept procrastinating, thinking it was shit. I kept thinking I'm not going to do it. Like, there's so many things that's roadblocks. Have you heard of Atychiphobia before? The fear of failure?
Yeah, I know what that is because of your brand.
Yeah, so
I looked it up.
I
Fear of
literally
failure.
have the fear of failure, bro. Like, I
Yeah.
literally have the fear of like what people think or the judgment or if I'm not good enough.
How do you pronounce the word?
Atychiphobia.
Atychiphobia.
Yeah, so atychiphobia.
Okay. Yeah.
No.
I'll put a link in the description for us. So don't worry about that.
Track is coming soon. No. But yeah, so I literally got atychiphobia where like I fear failure. Like I have this mindset of like, fuck, I'm not good enough for like all this shit, which is weird because obviously like I have such a high belief.
Yeah. It's yin. I'm sorry to cut you off, bro, but that's Taoism, bro. That's yin yang. To have such a high belief, you have to have the fear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? That's actually a good perspective, eh?
Yeah, I
It's
think they
true,
go
yeah.
hand in hand. Every action, I just tell myself, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So
Have
if-
you did you get that from Newton's third law?
yeah, I think it might be second. I think it might be second law, isn't it? Newton's
It's his third.
third law. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that is where I get it from. I get it from Newton. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I cut you off and completely. But you said you have the fear of failure. You spend a lot of time taking things in and out. How long did it take, realistically?
It took about like 7 months to make.
Damn, that's
Just
good.
because like, oh dude, even getting the footage of me when I was a baby and shit was so hard to like do.
Great touch too. Great emotional touch, dude.
I think like a lot of people messaged me about it. Like, bro, that night I had about 1,000 DMs of just people like sending videos of them crying and shit. I think the part
I'm
that
actually,
made
bro, I swear to God, I almost started crying when you said that. I didn't feel like that when I watched it, but now that you say it, I think that tapped into me, bro.
yeah.
Fuck.
If you sit there and like take it in, I think the part that got everyone was when my nan passed away.
Yeah, definitely.
Because
Definitely.
that's something that literally most people can relate to. Some people can't. A lot of men can relate to screaming in a car,
Yeah.
especially being like, fuck, like I'm a useless cunt, or like, fuck me, like, fuck life.
Yeah.
But I think when my nan died, it was like literally losing my mum, literally losing the person that believed in me, was so hard on me, was like just the whole fucking thing that held the family together. And I think I even put the clip in where she was like explaining stuff about my mom and stuff. Oh, hope I don't cry, man.
Nah, it's calm, bro.
This
It's calm.
part's fucking
Yeah.
But
it's
yeah,
calm.
my nan, when she passed away, like obviously saw her in the bed, just literally lose. Like when you see a dead person, like I've seen a lot of dead people, and it's a weird thing to look at because their body just goes pale, and you literally see their soul get sucked out of them. And seeing her like that, and not like, I don't know, just seeing like a lot of loved ones pass in your life, it's very hard to like just accept that they're gone. Like even now, like some days I'm like, oh, I want to go tell her something, but like she's gone.
Yeah, of course. And I think that's a good emotion to have, to never feel like they're gone. You know, I wouldn't change that. I lost my best mate a few years ago as well, and most of the time it doesn't feel like I did. The sadness is there because I have, but it's like I still feel like I can just message him, which I do.
Yeah.
I message him every now and then, or I give him a voice note or something, and it feels like I'm talking to him. It actually feels like it.
Oh, dude, that's fucking sad. That's
but it's not sad when I'm doing it. You know,
I know what you mean. Like it's like
I'm just doing it.
making you happy. Like, hey,
Yeah.
bro, I did this today. Like,
Yeah,
I hope you're like having.
There's emotions behind it too. Trust me. Sometimes I'm like, fuck you, like, you motherfucker, I want you here, this, that. But it's like most of the time I'm not doing it like, oh, I'm just doing it because it's like, it doesn't feel like that feeling that I thought it would feel like they're gone forever. There's nothing I can do because I feel like that comes up and down. And most of the time, for me anyway, it's almost like, yeah, I feel like they're here, whether it's spiritually, energetically, memorially, whatever it is, you know. So, yeah, I think that point where you were talking about your nan passing away was definitely my most heartfelt in that documentary film, definitely. But the whole thing was, it was a roller coaster, bro.
It's the thing I'm good at is like emotions. Like
Yeah.
I made sure you'd feel happy, sad, angry, fucking tense. Like
Yeah.
I made sure you could feel every type of emotion because it's so relatable. Because I'm just a normal person, bro. Like everyone is. So I just wanted to make it feel so humanized, but then also inspiring that like, dude, if I made a documentary for next year, like it'd be even better, like twice as better as what it was now.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like my next doco, I wasn't going to say this, but it's for the Africa trip.
Yeah.
And fuck me, bro. Like
let's talk about that, bro. Please,
let's
fill
talk
me
about
in.
it.
Let's talk about it. So when did this first come to life? When did this first No Taps come to life?
Yep. So the CEO, Janice Salim, she's like honestly the most amazing, beautiful woman, bro. Like she's someone that can walk into the room and you're just like, wow, she's got like that aura about her.
And is she a Sydney-based woman?
She's Sydney-based, yeah. So she's not even from Kenya, and where she does it right now is in Kenya. Her goal's to do it worldwide.
Wow.
But yeah, that trip made us very close. Like we've been talking since, we've been working together and stuff. Like, yeah, bro, that trip, she said to me, because I met her like a year before.
Where at?
Just at a podcast.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And yeah, she's always told me like, oh, I want you to be my filmmaker. Like she
Yeah.
always believed in me to like make sure I could do the content. So she hit me up like a year later and she said, yo, like, I want you to come Africa and like, it's time to like do it. And I said, sweet, let's fucking do it. Like, I'll make sure like I can make the videos for you. I did it for obviously a better price because
It was for
it's
film
for
and-
charity and
Yeah.
stuff. And yeah, she just backed me, bro. And then started filming, and just being there was one of the saddest, most eye-opening happiness. Like, I don't know, it was literally every emotion in one.
Damn. Yeah, can you please run me through a timeline of it too? So when you first got the call, like say, come do it, you said, yep, we worked out a price, it was fair. You met up, you flew there. Once you landed, what did the emotion start to feel like? When did you first start to feel your first moments of eye-opening or heartfelt or sadness, or what was that story like?
Yeah, so we first landed in Nairobi in Kenya, which is more like a city, like it reminded me of Thailand. So it was sweet at the time. I was like, oh, like there's
It's
going to be a
familiar.
breeze. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's going to be a breeze. We're going to go in. They do water filtrations and gutters. So I was like, oh, like this place has water. Like it's a pretty cool city. Obviously, it's not high class like Sydney and stuff. It's a third world country, but it was good enough. But as we were driving, she's like, oh, like I want to show you the slums. It's literally called the Slums. If you look it up, it's fucking huge, bro. She showed me a drone shot and then we drove past it. And that was when I was like, okay, now like this is starting to get legit. It was just like all these tiny little tinted houses, like all pushed together, all these people living in there. She was explaining how like they get raided. The government doesn't give a fuck about them. It's literally like a shit, you know, like 5 to 10 minutes away from the city.
Wow.
And you're just like, how the fuck does this happen? Like there's people that are infected in there. There's no hospitals. And you start to get pissed off because you're like, fuck, I want to help, but you just can't unless you've got like the resources too. And that's another big reason why I want to make money. It's because like, dude, just to help another human being is one of the most pure and best feelings in life.
Yeah.
So yeah, we checked out the slums and that was when I was like, okay, this is like starting to get for real. Then from Nairobi, we were there for like a day or two. From Nairobi, we went to Kisumu and then Homa Bay. And bro, the trips we were doing were like 4-hour to 6-hour drives. There was even a day where it was like a 9-hour drive in a day. And the roads are like fucking bumpy. So you're just driving in like the car, getting your head like smacked and shit.
Yeah.
And dude, there was just like literally no water. Like, can't explain it. Like, there's a lake there. It's called Lake Victoria, and it's contaminated. Like, it's dirty. But when you're there, like, I've donated to some charities, but you don't really like feel comfortable donating a lot of money because you're not really there and you haven't experienced it.
Yeah.
But me experiencing it, I was like, holy shit, there's a lot of problems in like the world. Mm-hmm. And these guys don't even have a human need, which is water. So these guys are, I don't know if I can say too much, but like they're dying from hippos, crocodiles, the water's infected. They're using infected water to like, they're using the water to literally drink, bathe in. We went to a medical center, bro. I think I posted it. It was like, I was going to do a comparison of our medical center to theirs.
Yeah.
They have literally the lake water they clean the new freshborn babies with. The kids are infected because they're drinking it, like the water. It was just a lot, bro. Like, it was just,
wow.
And literally being in the middle of nowhere, obviously me being white, I was like a god to them, bro. They're like touching my freaking hair because I've never touched a white guy's hair.
Yeah.
They're like playing with my skin because they're like, white.
Yeah. Wow.
And just the biggest thing I learned from that trip is like, just be grateful for shit, eh? Mm. Like, these kids are no water. A lot of them are like getting infected, or they're passing away, or they get no schooling. A lot of girls get raped over there just to get like fish to feed their families. Like, there's so many fucked up things. Mm. And like, just being back here, bro, like, I don't even want to be here right now. I just want to go back and just help them out. And then there's like, obviously more countries in the world that need help. There's homeless people that need help. Like, mental health needs help. Like, just there's so much shit. So, yeah, seeing that was like just the biggest eye opener. Mm. And just like, we went to like some disabled schools and deaf schools. And I remember at the deaf school, you literally cannot talk to them. It's just communicating with hand signals. So I was learning like sign language, like it's like, hello, welcome, like understand. Like, I know some sign language now.
Yeah, that's dope.
But yeah, I was just talking to I was just like having the sign language with this little girl, and I gave her a hug, and she was just like so happy, bro, because they don't feel loved over there. Mm. And like, I was literally like, that night, I just remember crying because I was like, I remember I didn't really feel love when I was growing up. Like, I never got that from my mother. And like, just being able to like give my love to someone else was like one of the best feelings in my life. And I was like, she was just squeezing me so tight. I can never forget this, bro. And she was just smiling, and we couldn't communicate to each other. It was just all sign language. Mm. And it's just love. Like, it's just,
mate, that's amazing to not even have the language, but to just have such an understanding of each other just through love, bro. Like,
and that's another thing, bro. It's like another like just stupid topic in the westernized world is just racism. Mm. Like, we don't have to separate black, white, Indian, Asian. Like, it actually doesn't matter. Like, dude, like over there,
cool,
like,
love's love, and annoying's annoying, bro. Everyone feels those things, bro. It doesn't matter.
I know.
What you are.
Like, I just don't understand.
Yeah. That's amazing, bro. So how long ago did you, because I know you didn't get back too long ago.
Yeah, so we're there for 2 weeks, and I got back 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Okay, well, so with this No Taps Foundation, how are they trying to get more water there? What's their whole plan? How are they doing it?
Yep, so they do water filtration. Basically, from Lake Victoria, they dig pipes from the communities. The pipes obviously get the water, they pump it up into like a filtration machine. The machine just purifies the water, make sure it's clean, and then they got a running tap, so it goes from no taps to you got a tap.
No taps, yeah.
So they do that, and they do guttering as well.
Okay.
So, and it's a NGO, so
is the guttering to collect rainwater? Is that what the point?
Rainwater, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's such a phenomenal thing. So what's this lady, Julie? You said her name was?
Oh, Janice.
Yeah. So what does she do? How does she have the money to go do things like this? What does she do for a job? Like,
she's got like a, I don't know how to explain it. I don't want to go too deep into her own personal thing. You should have her on a pod, bro. That'd be 100%.
Nice. I would love to. Yeah, that'd be dope.
But yeah, like, her family is just very like successful and stuff.
Nice. That's awesome, bro. That's so fucking phenomenal.
But like, even just for her to do such a nice thing with the money.
Oh yeah.
From a country she's not even from.
Yeah.
But to start a organization, you obviously like need donors and stuff. Like it's not just her. Like donors are donating and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And obviously after the videos I make, hopefully more people just donate.
Well, that's how I became familiar with No Tats, bro. So you've obviously done an amazing job promoting it. You know, that's fucking unreal. So this year that led up to that point, was that the first real taste you had at what it was like to be like, damn, this is now what I want to do. I want to be able to help people around the world. Was that your first taste of that lifestyle?
Yeah, I've always I've like, you know, bro, I've always been someone to help people. Like it's literally like my purpose in life. Like I'll literally sacrifice my own life to make sure someone else survives. That's just how I am. But that just gave me a perspective on mental health. So it's like, yes, mental health is an issue, but there's fucking bigger issues out there. Eh?
Yeah.
And yes, there's days where I still like feel sad, or yes, there's days where I'm stressed, blah, blah, blah. Like it's been 2 weeks. I'm like going through all these emotions, but me and Janice always say to each other, like, we have water, like we have things, like just be grateful for it. And it's honestly the most like, it's the most refreshing thing, because it's like life's actually not that deep.
Yeah.
Like just be there for people, respect others, be kind, be well mannered. If you're a guy, be a fucking man. If you're a woman, or if you're a girl, be a woman. Just literally just do everything you can in your power to just be a good fucking human being. And it's not hard to do.
Yeah. Mental health is such a real thing, dude. It's obviously so prominent and everyone experiences it. And it's definitely not something that should ever be brushed over. And so I'm glad people like you are open to talk about it. But it is interesting that the world is actually so much worse. You know what I mean? Like when someone has the worst day of your life is the worst day of your life, no matter what the world's experiencing outside of you. But it's a nice perspective now to have the outlook, which I've had glimpses of when holidays and traveling and things that I've done, where you do get to see how other people live on the other side of the world. And you're like, fuck, bro, I've got everything I need, everything.
Yeah.
These people have nothing. You know, I've been in villages and huts and things like that in countries, and I'm talking to these guys and I'm looking around and it's like they have not got a floor, they have not got doors.
It's crazy.
And I'm like, what can we do to help? And they're like, oh, I don't know. Like, we got everything we need. I'm like,
Literally, dude.
fuck, bro. Other countries I've been on, I've been talking to tour guides and shit, because it's only been holidays, not traveling. And I've been asking them, like, you know, what are you going to do tonight? What movie are you going to watch? What Netflix show are you going to watch? And they didn't understand what I meant, no matter how hard I tried to explain what a movie was. And then they go, oh, I understand what you mean now. I've heard of those. I'm like, bro, they haven't even seen a movie, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
That's crazy.
That's fucking crazy, bro.
Look, at the end of the day, mental health is a big problem in the westernized countries. Water is a big problem in like Africa and third world countries. And then there's like just a whole bunch of shit, right? Like the world's never going to be perfect, but it's simple to help in the, like, even just by like the smallest little thing, right? Like, Janice was telling me today, like she did all the math for it. It's like $20 a month could help 8 people.
Wow.
Like how crazy is that? $20 a month.
Wow.
Is literally 8 people to give them water. Because obviously we're trying to find ways to just like give people the perspective on how easy it is to help and like how much it actually means. It's not even about us. Like it's her like organization. I'm not even a part of it, dude. I was just the filmmaker. And it's like, it's so easy to just help out. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy.
Damn. I think it's so unmentioned as well that having photography and videography for charity organizations is the thing that's going to get these places the most amount of help. Because I think for me, if I was to actively participate in any form of donation, like that I don't do actively, to be honest, it would be having that connection with the people that you are helping. That's the missing link between making people want to help or not.
That's exactly why, like, I know I can get these guys a lot of money because like the videos I'm already posting now, like it's emotionally connecting.
Yeah, definitely.
Because if you don't get that emotion connection between it, you're not going to want to donate. You're not going to want to follow. Like it's all those little things. Because at the end of the day, everyone's so focused on their own life, which is sweet. Like it is what it is.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. What did this period look like for this time before going on this trip to Africa and coming back and making your first 100K? How have you been spending most of your time?
Fuck, I've done a lot of things, bro. Like my clothing brand started at the start of the year.
That's right. Can we
So-
talk into that? What was
Yeah,
it like
yeah.
starting that for the first time?
Sorry, dude, I've done a lot of shit, eh?
Yeah, bro, for sure.
We could talk for hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, my clothing brand's going well, bro. Like these are the new trackies, the hoodie. Like it's one of the best things I've done. I'm like fucking down bad, but
Yeah.
like it's just been one of the best things ever.
Yeah.
Just because it's such a creative sort of job.
Yeah. It suits your style of content as well, your branding, because it's like, I like your Instagram layout because it's a very simplistic, not like brightly colored, but even though sometimes it can be, but it's like simplistic, but it's everything you need it to be. I don't know how to describe it, bro. And it's like your jumpers are the same, bro. You know what I mean? It's my style of clothing as well.
Exactly. So the main reason I started a clothing brand is because I always struggled with fashion when I was growing up. So I wanted to make a brand where one had fucking meaning and you can feel a part of like the fear of failure. Like you're not alone. Like literally everyone has a fear of failure. 98% of people I reckon have the fear of failure. So it's like a brand you can wear that's like not only looks fresh, but it's comfortable and you can just like wear it around anywhere and feel comfortable in it. Like,
yeah. I love that. It's the same. The whole reason I'd love to start a clothing line too, bro, is because the biggest reason is like, I can't find the shit that I like. I just may as well make it. You know?
That's literally like, I just make it and I'm just happy with it because it's how I like it, how it fits. And that looks cool on other people because it's like, it's hard to find shit that you like.
Yeah. How'd the whole process go for you? And this is coming from a place of my interest, and I'm sure some people listening are interested as well. But when it came to sampling and getting all the designs and all that stuff, like how'd that whole journey kind of look? Was it easy? Was it hard? Like how much time did you spend doing it?
Well, lucky, I'm making a documentary on my clothing brand, how I started it.
Damn.
But it was fucking hard, bro. Like I spent, I think just $3,000 alone just fucking up samples there.
Yeah.
And it took, I think it was about 5 months for it just to like, this white hoodie wasn't even the start. I just got black at the start and that took so long. So yeah, it's very costly. It's not like, you know how much you're going to make. Like you're literally just risking it, eh?
Yeah.
So my best advice is get the smallest order as possible and make sure you've got people actually willing to buy. Because I've had people say they're going to buy, never buy.
Yeah.
Like I think I've made like 20K with my first drop.
Yeah. Wow.
And it's just
crazy.
but that's because I have a following.
Yeah.
And that's still like more to what I thought I was going to make.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh, I'm going to make a fucking 50K with my first drop.
Yeah.
Didn't even get close.
Dude, I know exactly how it feels. I once organised a bunch of hoodies for one of my mates. He went away inside for a little bit, and he wanted to be able to buy his family presents. So I said to all the boys, like, why don't we all just get hoodies, and then I'll design them. All the profit you can see how much, we'll just use that to go do that. And everyone's like, yeah, fuck yeah, sweet. Ordered a fucking bunch of these hoodies. Half the people were like, no, I didn't want one. And I'm like, bro, this money
like,
was
what
meant
the
to go
fuck?
somewhere. You know what I mean? So I know how it feels. And that was a small little level of like a couple hundred, let alone, trying to sell to the masses.
I know, dude.
Yeah.
It's annoying. It's very annoying.
Yeah.
And the best thing about life is you're always learning. Like my clothing brand taught me, like, you know what we'll do? We'll go through like what you've learned from your pod and I'll go through what I've learned.
Yeah.
So like, what have you learned through your pod?
Honestly, dude, I think the biggest thing I've taken away is consistency. If I stay consistent with something, then I have the proof in what I can do. And now that I've got proof in what I can do, I believe wholeheartedly I can do anything, bro. I can do anything. It's just going to take time. It's going to take effort. It's going to take, I can't be fucked, but I got to do it anyway. And I'm not going to see results for a while, but eventually it's going to pay off.
That's sick.
That's my number one takeaway. What about you?
Well, my stuff is like, my clothing brand taught me never to trust the person's word. My videography taught me that everyone has a story. Podcasting, like you said, being consistent, that I'm not good at. But my podcast taught me it's like the importance of networking. And then my university is like the power of like knowledge.
That's definitely the next point I wanted to bring up. I'm glad you easily made that transition for me, dude. The university, it's called, don't remind me, I'm going to get there in a second. It's called Travelprenuer University. Yep. Yeah, sweet. So explain to me, bro, because I got to be honest, I didn't even want to click on anything. I wanted to ask you myself. Yeah.
So Travelprenuer University, I'm massively building it at the moment because I haven't touched it for like 4 months. I still obviously talk to my community.
Yeah.
I've got such a mad community, bro. Like we're all talking in the chat. Heaps of my students are making killer money. Like one of my students hit, I think, 83 million views in one video.
Wow. And how are you running it? Is it through school? Is it through Discord?
It's called Teachables.
Teachables,
but
yeah.
I'm trying to make it like my own sort of like software.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm just like building it out. I just mentor people one-on-one. I'll probably do like more group calls.
Yep.
To make everyone like more accountable and stuff. But it's good, bro. It's a good feeling not to be, not to worry that I'm like scamming people like all the gurus now. Like I actually feel like so happy with the amount of people I've helped. The only shit thing about helping people and like having a mentorship that you sell is if they don't put in the work, they're not going to see results and you feel like it's your fault when it's not.
Damn, I'm glad you mentioned that, bro, because I got a lot of fear when it comes to people who are doing courses, and I think to myself, like, do they even care if people don't follow through with their plan, you know? But you saying you do care.
Dude, honestly, I've had calls where I'm about to sell them, but I'm like, you know what? Like, this actually isn't for you. Like, you're not going to do it. And then it makes them feel shit, but it's like, bro, like, I don't need your money.
Yeah.
Like, legit, you're actually going to fucking just not do it. Because I ask him, I'm like, are you ready to do this? Like, are you ready to like actually fucking change your life? Like, you've seen where I've come from, and it's literally because of a fucking camera. If you want to meet a millionaire, you can with a camera. If you want to drive a Lamborghini, you can with a camera. If you want to fucking shoot whatever it is, you can with a camera, and you can make a lot of money from it. So it's like, and plus, like,
how do you weed out these people? What gives you that inclination that they're not going to do it? How do you know? Like,
a lot of things.
Sorry to cut you off. I know it's just intuition, but what is sparking your intuition? Like, how do you know?
You can just tell by the way people talk, bro. Like if people are like not too confident on it, then it's like, you know what? Like, please don't even like waste my time. Like, don't waste my time. Don't waste your time.
Yeah.
Don't waste your money.
And how much is this course, if you don't mind getting into it? Like, I'm curious. Like, how much is it to join Travelprenuer and shit like that?
Yeah. So it just depends. Like, I have a masterclass, which is 10 grand. And then,
and is that like an unlimited access? Like, what is it?
Yeah, I just do it upfront. There's a lot of people telling me I should be doing like monthly fees and stuff. But then I thought, like, you know what, if I just do an upfront payment, it's like the stress is gone for them. You can make the money back in literally like one shoot. Like, it's not that hard to like make 10 grand. A question I always ask too is like, if they are a tradie, for example, how much are you making a month? Making 4 grand a month. Cool. I have the second package is 4 grand. So it's a month of work that sounds like a lot, but you're literally getting all my years worth of knowledge. I'm with you the whole way. Like, I'm so generous, bro. Like, I give them my WhatsApp. They literally, like, I have people calling me all the time just asking questions and shit. It's because I just want what's best for them. And then hearing their wins, they put in the group chat, all this type of shit. It's like so worth it for me. So I've kept it pretty private at the moment, but I think now that I'm doing like the road to a mill, I think it's time for me just to like show the grind of like owning a mentorship, owning a clothing brand, owning all these things, being real with the cost and stuff. Because I think just being authentic is just not a thing anymore. Like, people want to just hide cost and gatekeep and shit when it's like, you get nothing out of it. And people will say to me, bro, you can't say the cost. Like, it's just going to ruin things. But it's like, you know what? Like, I'm being genuine. Like, if you pay 10 grand, you're going to make fucking more than 10 grand in a year's time. Like, I guarantee you that.
Well, I think that I've noticed a definite rise, and I don't think it's hit anywhere near its pinnacle yet in authentic content creators. That's definitely been the new wave I've been noticing, because we just came from this wave, and as we mentioned, every action equal and opposite. We came from this wave of fake gurus, fake leaders.
More the Mr. Beast style stuff, like all those fancy edits and shit. Like,
I actually sat down with a lad named Charlie Wellham. Maybe it comes out tomorrow, actually, in real life time. And he also runs a men's group of self-improvement and confidence and things like that. He does it through school. He has a school community, and he's doing the same journey. He's like, dude, I'm trying to be honest with my people. I'm trying to be like, hey, I don't always feel that confident. I'm just a guy who's doing his best to be confident. I'm taking the rejections as best as I can. You know, he's with his community. You know, he's not, oh, I know what I'm talking about. Pay now, and you know.
Yeah, but at least he knows that he is confident.
Yeah, he is confident.
Because you can't sell something that you don't already know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, he's doing exactly the same road that I think you're doing, and it's more like this is what I have learnt. This has gotten me from where I was to where I am, which is a big difference.
100%.
So his audience is where he was, which I'm assuming that's what your audience is too. People who starting where you started, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's even people that have like already been in the game for ages. Like I've had a videographer that's been a videographer, like he's literally fucking better filmmaker than me.
Well,
But it's like, it's just so many different things, bro. Like it comes from mindset, it comes from the marketing, sales, the personal branding, how you communicate, how you dress, how you speak. Like there's so many different factors that people just don't realize. Like that's another thing Luke taught me quickly is being a walking Lamborghini. And that was literally best advice I've ever got taught. It's like the way you dress, the way you present yourself. Like what happens when a Lamborghini drives past us right now and just pulls up right at the front?
I go, fuck.
Yeah, like you turn your head, like you literally fucking break your neck and you're like, wow, it's fucking fast, it's rich, it's fancy, it's what everyone wants. So why don't we be a walking Lamborghini where you dress the best, you smell the best, everyone wants to be around you because you're so well spoken, you got a nice haircut, like just so many like little things. It's like so important in life.
Damn,
So-
bro, I love that too. That's a good analogy, be a walking Lamborghini. Yeah, I love that too. Wow, all right. So what can people expect if they are to sign up to your course? Obviously, there's many other packages, or maybe not many, but there's a few packages.
It's just the two, yeah.
You just got the two. So what are people signing up for? So give us a little trailer as to if, say, anyone's listening and they want to sign up, what are you offering as a service inside of it?
Yeah, so it's basically just one-on-one calls with me. I might move it to group calls just because it's easier for me and more time efficient because literally time is the most important thing in life. So if I can channel my time into a group call where everyone's there, everyone's listening, everyone is understanding, so no one can say that I've like done them wrong when it's literally all the same phone calls, and hold each other accountable. So I've got the group calls, one-on-one calls. You'll get my number so you can speak to me directly if you have like an emergency issue, like you don't know what to say to a client or you don't know certain things. I'm always open to help people like that. There's a video program as well. So it shows you from like before mindset, editing, content creating, like sales and all that.
Yeah.
and
That's
yeah,
cool.
that's
So
it.
is it actually like instructional videos as to how to edit or how to do things like
Yeah,
this?
like I literally filmed like a fuck ton of videos and it's just on there. And I'll just be uploading for like the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Because it's annoying, bro. Like I always learn new shit. So it's like, and then I get better at editing and I'm like, oh, fuck, do I delete that video and make a new one? But then it's like a lot of time. And do I focus on like a video that they need to learn? Like it's a lot of things, like a lot of shit to think about.
Yeah, for sure. And what about this road to Millie? So I seen was it your first video that you put up about it the other day where you were talking about the outfit and things like that? Was that the first video?
Yeah, I might not actually put that in the first, but I'm basically just doing weekly vlogs.
Yeah, yeah.
So
But I saw that, I think that was the first video I seen.
yeah, recently it was like yesterday or 2 days ago. Yeah.
Yeah. So when did you first have this idea? What do you want to do for this idea? Because you've touched on the words and you've told me off camera, but share what the road to Millie is going to be.
Yep. So I had the idea a year ago, but once again, bro, literally the fear of failure, like I just kept pushing it back. I'm like, oh, I'll do it, be super hyped about it and just never actually go through with it. But this is going to be my first week. I've literally filmed nearly every day and it's only 6 minutes, bro. I've like made it so fast paced. So it's like enjoyable to watch. Obviously I have a personality, so it's like you can laugh and shit if it's like your type of personality. And it's very informational. So it literally starts off with me doing a sales call from how I got the sales call from just a 10K shoot to 25K.
Yeah. Yeah. Damn.
And I basically explain off camera like how fucking nervous I get. And it's just so real. And like, it's good to like, I'm very happy about it. I'm very passionate about it because now I have no fucking choice but to make $1 million.
Yeah, of course.
So I'm starting from $0 and I'm going to hit $1 million and it's just keeping me accountable. It's like someone's it's literally staring at me right now.
yeah, yeah.
So
that's phenomenal, bro. So, okay, so let's just touch on this 10K to 25K job you're doing in a couple of weeks. Are you happy to talk about what you are going to go shoot in LA? Or
with the NDA, I actually can't.
yeah,
But
okay.
I'm basically just going to be
I'll
filming.
take it out, to be honest.
Oh, no, you don't even need to. But yeah, it's basically just filming like, I'll show you after actually. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. And with this road to a milli journey that you're doing, I love the fact that you, and to be honest, help answer my question because I'm not sure.
Yep.
Are you capturing your road to a milli because you want the milli, or are you going after the milli because you want to capture something?
It's actually none of those answers, bro. I want to hit a milli just to prove anything is possible.
Okay.
Like, so actually, no, you know what? The better answer, and I thought this all out, just because I turned 21 recently, I want to have, it's 21 rules. So 21 rules by 21 to hit $1 million.
Yeah.
So I want to book when I finish.
Yeah.
So hopefully I hit $1 million in like 6 months or 8 months or something. And I just want to prove, like, if you just put your mind to something, if you just stay on the grind, like, obviously I didn't film for before, like, I made everything, because it is easier now that my clothing's set up, my uni set up, like everything's sort of set up. I've got my name and shit.
Yeah.
So I'm still trying to do like the OG shit, like cold calling. I'm going to be cold calling a fuck ton of people for the next vlog. I'm going to be like showing like interviews I have with people. I'm going to be showing like how to network, how to message people on Instagram and get their attention. Just a whole bunch of shit that people can just learn from and just feel like they're watching a TV series, because I'm very good at like cinematic content, obviously.
Yeah.
So I've just made it look like a movie YouTube video. Like,
Yeah,
I'm very happy with it.
That's so sick. So when are you going to post the first video? When's
I'm going to do either Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Nice.
my boy made
that's
it.
so sick. BTS things have actually, I don't know if it's always been this way, but I've noticed a massive rise in BTS film.
BTS is always the best.
Yeah.
Because it's just shit that people don't experience. Like, I live a very unordinary life compared to someone that doesn't live an ordinary life, sorry.
Yeah.
And to them, it's like, wow, like he used to be working at McDonald's, or he used to be a plumber or renderer or whatever. Like, fuck, if he can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
You know?
It's so sick, bro. Because I think even if with music videos now, I think every music video is starting to adopt, but they should at least have a BTS.
The BTS is the best for music videos.
Sick, bro.
Yeah, it's so much
sick.
better.
I've sat down with a couple of lads recently that have started doing BTS shoots for music videos, and I'm like, fuck, I think I like, and I love music videos.
I love the BTS better.
Yeah, me too. I love
So
it
much
better
better.
too.
Because it's real, bro.
Yeah.
Music videos are so fake. You're in so many different locations. Like,
Yeah. It's sick, bro, because it's like I don't even know what I like more in life anymore. I don't know if I like the story, if I like hearing the story. You know what I mean? Like, is it the music video that's the best part, which is the story, or is it seeing how the story gets made? Like, as in, like, hearing someone tell the story. Like, I think I like hearing someone tell a story more than I do the actual story nowadays. You know? Yeah, it's sick. All right, well, this documentary that you filmed, I'm going to put a link for that in the description because I think everyone should watch that. And was that the longest project you ever spent on so far?
yeah, it was, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
it's the one thing I want to focus on is making just like small major documentaries. So the first one was suicide, the next one's Africa, and then who knows what's going to happen next. Like, I just want it to be like, it could be like when I hit the $1 million, like that's going to be the doco of like every episode into like one doco.
Yeah, yeah. Damn, that's cool. That's so cool. And I remember that point I was trying to get at before as well, which I cut out the dead time where I was trying to remember it. It was that the capture journey of this road to a milli is a great representation of who you are and all the content I've seen of you so far, because you've captured a lot of your journey. You know what I mean? You're not just sitting here telling me the story about how you get to be in the room with the Tate brothers and this and that. It's like, I've watched that. You know what I mean? Like, that's a unfortunate thing that a lot of people are going to miss out on through life, bro.
Dude,
I'm so
100%.
sorry. You go. Yeah.
No, sorry, you go. You go.
I was going to say that I'm so grateful that I have started doing podcasting from day one, because I go back and I look at myself from a year and a half ago and I'm like, holy shit, bro, you have a different way of thinking. And I would never know I had a different way of thinking if I can't see it. You know, you've captured those moments from those that documentary, those moments where and you said that it was a schizophrenic episode or something like that, where you captured yourself, which is good footage. I'm glad you've got it, but
that wasn't even the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's weird. Like, I actually looked at footage the other day. Like, there's a whole just like probably 10 minutes worth of just filming I did. Like, it looks like I'm actually a crazy person, eh?
Yeah.
When I like took the pills, after I like actually like did everything, like, yeah, it was a lot.
It is a lot, bro. It's a lot. It's real. It's deep. It's a lot. But what I'm getting at was, and I know why you recorded those things in the first place. It was so you had a message to show your dad, right?
Yeah.
He had something to say. But do you think that it's an important thing that everyone should be doing, trying to capture those moments, no matter how bad or good they are, because then you have got it to reflect on? Or do you think it was just a nice coincidence that happened to be something that you did capture? You know, should we try and capture as much of real life as possible, or no, in your opinion?
See, it's hard because like I'm a filmmaker, so like I'm just naturally filming everything. So like to someone that doesn't film, I think it's like it's just different because like they don't really just go out and film.
Yeah.
Honestly don't know, bro. Like there's some things in life you don't have to film. There's some things in life that I think you should film. Obviously, me personally, I would say fucking film every moment of your life. That's Caleb Coroneos' like personal opinion. Like I would say film everything, no matter if you're happy, sad, especially in this day and age. It's just proof of everything and you won't regret it. As weird as it is at the time, like you literally, I remember like just filming myself, like doing the shit. And I was like, at the time I was like, it's like you're thinking about like, fuck, that's weird. Like,
Yeah.
but
Well, you're thinking about what other people might think as well when they see
100%.
it. You know, like one of my mates, I G him up to make videos, so he'll show me like him like, all right, guys, I'm gonna be changing this part of my car, and then I literally watch him go, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah,
Because he's thinking about me watching it.
it's the worst.
Yeah, you know. And do you feel present when you're doing a lot of these film capturing in real life, or does it? Because I feel like in my life, I'm trying to take a more of an approach where I'm trying to capture a lot more things because I'm liking the evidence it's building.
It's the most important thing I reckon. Like even just today, like when I walked in, obviously like the first scene was fake where I said hello.
Yeah.
But it's like it's still real. Like we just walked in, said hello. Like there's certain things where it's gonna look fake, but it's real. I don't know how to explain it. It's like,
yeah, of course.
But as long as you just capture it so it's fucking there, you can explain the story behind what happened.
Yeah.
Like let's just say we're storytelling this podcast. Today I filmed like me getting into the car, like what I was doing today. Yo, like this is the importance of like getting on a podcast to market yourself. It's free. He's offered his platform that I may not have followers on. You may have close mates that want to follow me now and be super loyal to me. So it's my win, but it's your win because I'm giving you my followers, my views.
Yeah.
So it's like,
It's a good
just
trade.
all the little details I'm trying to teach people. And it's like the storytelling of this, it's like you walk into the podcast room, I said hello, film some B-roll after. And then when you explain it, it's like video proof, like it's there.
Yeah.
Compared to just being to people like, yeah, I went on the Docs podcast. But if they saw it, they'll be like, oh, whoa, you went on the Docs podcast.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense, but you know what I mean.
I get it. I get it because I'm trying to actively do it in my own life as well. I don't know if it'll make sense to everyone, but I understand what you mean.
You got to do it, bro.
Yeah.
Like from like even just personal, like me to you, like best thing you ever do. Especially like I think I saw, it was your 100th episode video. You had the beginning of your podcast to your end. I was like, I fucking forgot to say it when I first saw you, but like, dude, that was the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
Like that shit's sick.
Oh, do you
like,
mean the reel I put up on Instagram or
no, it was on YouTube.
Yeah,
The
okay.
100th episode, you had it like
yeah,
from
yeah.
the start. And like imagine just like a time lapse of like all your podcasts. It's like,
Yeah.
here I am today.
Yeah, it is amazing being able to capture moments in it. It's one of the most fulfilling things I've ever done in my life. That's why
Keep it up, bro.
I love sitting down with people like yourself, bro, and hearing your journeys and your stories. It's like, fuck, like, look at the levels that can be achieved, bro.
Bro, I'm like, it's funny because like I'm nothing compared to like other people, and then they're nothing to other people, and then it's like
Yeah.
just an endless chain. But if you just focus on your own path, then it doesn't matter. Like me doing the Road to a Million thing, obviously people have hit $1 million before, but I want to show my way of getting to $1 million.
Yeah.
Like anyone can do it. It's just
I'm going to ask you some questions off camera, bro. There's so many things I want to ask you about
Yeah,
my
go
own
for it.
journey of social media creation that I definitely need to hear your advice on. I'm going to ask from a place of advice. But I wanted to touch a little bit as well as to what it's like to be in your head, because you're telling me about this road to Millie. You got your clothing brand, you got your course that you're doing. You want to do another documentary. You want to make a movie. You want a movie one day. You got more traveling. Like I can tell there's a lot of things going on in your head, dude. And I'm only hearing about a fair few of them, obviously.
yeah, it's like yeah.
you know. So I'm curious, like, to have the type of mindset you have, which is a constant flow of ideas. I feel like that's a blessed mind to have. Not many people have that mindset. Do you live a routine-based life? Are you free to have open room to think? Like, I want to know what it's like to live your life, and then I can try and work out whether it's the lifestyle that gives you the mindset or the mindset that gives you the lifestyle.
Yeah, it's fair. Honestly, bro, I have no schedule. Like when you message me, like you free, I'm like, yeah, bro. Like the reason why I don't have, obviously there's some certain schedules. Like I got to go to LA on the 24th of September. I get back on the 10th. And then I've got Melbourne in like a couple of days because I'm going to check out my mate's art gallery. Like there's certain things where it's like I have an important day to actually attend to. But besides that, my weeks and days are just very like free flowing. Saturday and Sunday at 10 a.m. me and my mate always spar. We do an MMA training. weekdays I have like Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu. So like there's certain things I schedule, but besides that, the more clear my schedule is, the more free I feel. Because me personally, I don't know how people fucking go from like, at this hour I'm doing this hour. It's like, bro, that's so much to look at. It would stress me out if I didn't complete it.
Yeah.
So if I can just have a free flowing mind, it keeps me so creative. And you just feel so free. Like I don't like feeling trapped. If you feel trapped, I feel like it just slows me down.
Yeah, that's so interesting, bro, because I'm the complete opposite in my brain. Like I need a routine. I need to know this is what time this is what time
I got that
is.
vibe.
You know, because without it, I feel trapped in the fact that like I'm not going to succeed. I have that what's the word? Fear of failure. Yeah, what's the word?
Atychiphobia.
Atychiphobia. I have that too, and what makes me feel better is actually having as much shit in my schedule as possible. You know,
You feel better?
I feel better.
But yeah, dude, like
Crazy, eh?
it's literally like it just depends on what works for you.
Yeah.
Like I think it would benefit you if you had a schedule, because obviously you work during the week and then your podcasts have to be scheduled. If you didn't schedule them, you'd be fucked.
Yeah, for
especially
sure.
like the consistency you're at. So
Yeah, I guess I guess that does answer my own question too. I was curious, what comes first, lifestyle or mindset? And it almost is lifestyle. It's what you enjoy doing that kind of creates the mindset you have, I guess, in a way.
Exactly. It's just, yeah, I'd go into lifestyle, because if you're hanging out with the right people, like, dude, my circle is so fucking strong. Like my mates, like all we talk about is money. We fuck around. We talk about like, we used to talk about girls. Obviously we're getting older and shit. We need to like get our shit together.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, you just have to live the life and believe the life you want, and just hang out with the people that actually can get you there.
I love that. I've been trying to think lately. I read this book called As a Man Thinketh by James Allen, he was a philosopher. I think this book was from like 1902 or something. And what I got from reading that was that I have that fear of failure. I have a fear of, am I going to get to the end and feel like I haven't done enough? Am I going to look back and regret and things like that? And it fucking gives me anxiety thinking about it. But what I got from that book was that if I live my life today the way I want to be living my life as a 40-year-old, 50-year-old, 60-year-old, you know, who's already successful in whatever field he wants to be successful in, would that ease my tension? And I think it really has. I think trying to live the lifestyle now that is the successful multi-millionaire alpha male lifestyle is actually helping. So do you try and live your life as present as possible, or do you try and hold on to that fear and use that to drive you to do more?
Dude, I think most guys have that fucking, especially before you go to bed, you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
Am I like even good enough? Can I achieve it? Is all this just a waste of time? I feel like every man has that fucking thought before they go to bed.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you just like, if you be more present, I'm very present, especially after Africa, bro. Like I'm hardly on my phone. I'm just like, when I want to like do something, I'm doing it. If people want to talk to me, I'll give them 100% my time, because it's like, it's what people deserve. And it's like, just makes you feel just better. Like you're just present.
Yeah. Do you find it hard to be present or not?
Not anymore.
Okay.
I used to struggle like with anxiety and stuff, where I'd always be like, especially schizophrenia, like you would hear shit and you'd be looking around, like you'd just be always like, I was always panicky and stuff. But now that I'm very calm, I'm just always focused on the present moment, because like, what's there to worry about?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I got a fuck ton of shit to do when I get back home. Like, don't get me wrong. Like there's so much shit I need to do when I get home. But it's like, why worry about that now when I'm in a room with you on a comfy fucking couch, talking shit on a podcast?
Yeah.
Like, there's no need to worry about other shit that's not necessary in this moment, because you can't do anything about it.
I love that, dude. I love that. And I guess you kind of have the belief that you're going to get it done anyway, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
To keep it shorter, don't focus on what you can't control, focus on what you can control.
I love that. It's a struggle for me trying to be present. It's definitely something I'm learning better as I get older, but it's something I need to keep working on. So just enjoy the present. Podcasting is my only present experience, to be honest. Yeah.
But yeah, if like you just need to like calm down sometimes, like I can tell you're very movie and shit. Like it's like
bro,
me.
It's fucked. Yeah.
But yeah, if you just sort of like just breathe and like look at someone in the eyes and just like actually listen to what they're saying, it'll make you feel a lot more like in the conversation.
Damn, I love that. There's a couple more questions I do want to ask you before we do wrap it up.
Yep.
The first one was that circle that you started off with, say out of high school or playing rugby or whatever the circles are that you found yourself with before the gross, right? Is it still the same crew that you're with now?
Yeah.
Damn. Wow.
So people say like, oh, you need to get new friends. Obviously, I've got a massive network. Like, don't get me wrong. I know a lot of people. Would I class them as my friends or best friends? Hell no. My best mates, Sam and Josh, they've been my mates since I was 7 years old. We played footy together, went to school, blah, blah, blah. My mate, Jason Robinson, we've been mates for 3 years now. We've literally messaged every single day till this day. Like, we've never missed a day of messaging each other. He's a filmmaker. We both had a full-time job at the time when we first met each other. Now we're both freelancing, making a fuck ton of money. Like, he's currently in Europe. I was in Africa. And we're both just killing it. We travel all the time together. My other mate, Nathan, we're actually making another business, which is funny enough. But
that's sick.
yeah.
Another business. Yeah.
But yeah, me and him have been mates for 4 or 5 years now. And like, he was the mate I cliff jumped with. So that's literally my circle, bro. Like, we're literally the closest dudes. And like, yeah, I don't know how to explain it. Like, you don't need to change your circle if it doesn't need to be changed.
Yeah, I love that, dude.
Like,
because I hate that idea that people always push from the motivators. Like, you're going to have to cut people out of your life and this and that. And
but you know what? There are some people that need to actually cut their friends off.
yeah,
Like,
the negative people.
dude, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I've had mates that have tried to influence me to do drugs and drink, but I'm like, I don't touch that shit at all.
Yeah.
So it's like, why would I hang out with them?
Yeah. Have
So
you ever touched drugs or alcohol?
I've never touched a drug, but alcohol, like, I've drank here and there.
Yeah.
But this year I drank in Africa. That was my first time this year.
Yeah. Damn. That's crazy to me. Never touched drugs. Good work for that. Yeah. Don't do it.
It's
If
not
you've
my
never
thing.
done it, don't bother. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Andrew Tate come up with like one of the best examples of it. He's like, if I ever touched cocaine, maybe I like it. I get addicted. It makes me feel worse. But then if I did and I didn't like it, then what was the point of me trying it? I wish I would never tried it.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, that's like how
Yeah.
I wish I could explain it to people.
Yeah, for sure. That's phenomenal, bro. I love the fact that you've kept your circle in your life. You know, open it to have more people in your life. But
Well, dude, like
Yeah.
if your mates, like for example, my 2 tradie mates, they see me grow and like we talk shit all the time, but like they're going to be my boys till death. Like I've known it since I'm 7 years old. We talk about the same shit. They don't like, it's for certain things, right? So Jason and Nathan, they're both filmmakers, but we have different conversations. Jason's 30. He talks about more like life. Like he's older. He's got more experience. I learned from him. Nathan, he's a year older than me. We're more talking about money, the right now, the trendy shit right now. My 2 other boys is literally my escape of everything I do. Like I forget that I'm a videographer. I forget that I work hard. Like you just have to have the people for you. Like I guess I'm blessed, bro. Like I literally have the best 4 mates. Like
yeah, that's sick, bro. They're your people. They're your people. Never lose your people.
Legit.
I love my people, bro. I'll never get rid of my people.
It's
Yeah.
good though. Like even your mate making him that, shout out.
Oh, bro. Big up, Zach. Like,
Zach, bro.
Yeah,
Fucking
thank you,
hell.
Zach. That's one of the greatest things I've ever received in my life, if not, you know. Like, it's just heartwarming, sentimental. I could get 1 million subscriber plaque off YouTube. I would not compare it to that.
That's the thing, bro. We all start here. This is the time we enjoy it. Like,
Yeah.
yes, we stress, but like, you got to fucking embrace it. It's like, fuck yeah. You know what? I'm broke as hell. I'm going to make it.
Yeah.
Like, fucking earth.
Fuck yeah, I love that, dude. To be honest, bro, I reckon I could yarn your ear off for hours and hours and hours, but I like to keep them around the 2 to 2.5 hour mark.
Fuck how long we talked for.
I'd probably around that 2.5 exactly. 2.5
What?
exactly. Yeah, I feel like I've gotten a pretty good gauge lately to know how long it's been for. I was thinking it could have been about 2 hours 15.
Bro, we've been yapping.
yeah. It's
What's
sick.
time? Holy
Yeah,
shit.
I know. It happens, bro. I apologize.
No, that's right. It's because the
couches,
room, bro. Yeah, it's the couch in the
Yeah.
room, the stress ball and shit.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to wrap it up exactly. I'll wrap it up in a short moment.
I want to
but-
ask you a question too before you yap.
Okay, well then,
before
if you want to ask, because I got a final question I was going to ask you. So what was it?
Okay, so my question to you. Firstly, I want to say appreciate you bringing me on, and you're going to kill it with whatever you do,
Thank you.
especially if you stay consistent with this. It's
Thank
a mad
you.
space. But there's a question I always ask people on my pod, but when I start my pod back up, I'll get you on. It is, when we all die, we have a tombstone, right? What is going to be your last line for you to be remembered?
Easier answer for me is a question that I've answered before, would be the title of the book that I want to write one day. So maybe through playing with this idea, I'll be able to come back to you with a better answer. But the title of my book I'd like to be would be Not My Story, because I don't like to consider myself to be as individual as I can possibly be. I like to pretend like I'm just a collection of everyone else. So every story that comes my way, I regurgitate that to someone else. Every piece of information that comes my way, I'm just there to give that to the next person. Like I don't like holding too much credit to who I'm going to be and what I'm going to leave behind on my tombstone. That's why the title of my book would be Not My Story. And it's just everyone else's experiences that have led them to be the people they are. So if I can figure out a way to turn that into a tombstone, I'll do that. But
Fuck, that's selfless. That's mad.
Maybe I'll just chuck that on there. No.
Yeah. But it's good to think about. Like, I'm a very deep thinker.
Oh, yeah.
It's good to always think about, like, deep shit. Like, why you even wake up in the morning, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I like those questions too, bro. I like them. I love them. What would you do? Have you thought about your own answer to that question?
Yeah, fucking earth. I wouldn't ask you if I knew.
Yes.
Mine would be the kid that thought he could and he can.
Yeah, bro. That's fucking phenomenal. Yeah, that's phenomenal, bro.
Because it literally relates to how I lived my life and how my dad literally inspired me my whole life.
That's mad. I guess if I was to try and chuck one, because I did avoid the question, I would say it's a quote that I've kind of been working on that does change all the time. So it's probably going to be a different quote on the tombstone, but it's a belief that I have that life will give you whatever you want. You just won't get what you want when you want it.
Yeah.
You know, I believe that in my heart, and it's like, that's what drives me, to be honest. It's a big drive. Other than the fear of failure, I'd say it's the proof in my belief, you know. So I had to answer it. Yeah.
That's sick. No,
I got put on the spot, but I was like, fuck, what would I do?
Both answers were fucking sick. So.
Yeah. Well, I do appreciate it, bro. I'm glad that I appreciate you saying you appreciate me having you on, but I appreciate having you on in the first place. This is nothing but a gift to me, all right? I enjoy your content. It's amazing the way the world works, bro. It turns out I've been watching your content before I knew you filmed it, you know? Like,
yeah, it's crazy.
It's full circle all the time. It's unbelievable. But the final question I do ask people is always the same, and it does touch on something we've mentioned a lot about mental health and things like this. So if someone came to you because they were feeling depressed, mostly because they were lost, what advice would you give to that person?
You're not alone.
That's powerful too. That's the number one thing, isn't it?
You're literally not alone. Like, just remember, whatever you're feeling, someone else is feeling it. And just imagine, actually, you know what? I think the best way to describe this is don't say why me, say try me.
I've seen that somewhere to do with your name. I don't remember where I've seen it.
I've talked about it a lot.
Yeah, I like
it's
that.
Like, I used to have the mentality of the victim mentality of why me, why me, why me? But like, fuck that. Like, try me. Like, fucking try me. Like, fuck you, life. You want to give me shit? I'll give it back.
Yeah.
Like, don't fuck with me. Like, that's the type of confidence you need. Like, you need to have that self-belief. And literally by that line, I think if you say that over and over again, like, bro, I used to scream that shit in the car. I'd be like, fucking try me.
Yeah, that's mad, bro.
So,
I love that.
Yeah.
I find that in my life, whenever I'm going through shit, like everyone goes through shit, I get to a point always of why me? You know, what did I do wrong? Why do I have to experience this? And then I do get to a point of like, fuck it, I can handle it. Like, that's why me, you know? And then I actually say, what else you got? Which is try me. Like, bring it on, motherfucker.
Fucking oath.
But then life,
fucking oath.
But then life's like, oh yeah? And it just fucking whips me.
I know.
I'm like, oh no.
You tried me.
yeah, I get it. Yeah, sorry. And then a little bit later, it's like, bring it on, motherfucker. It's a good mindset to have, but it's also nice to just get past that point first, you know, get a little bit of confidence.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because life's a fucking roller coaster.
It is a roller coaster, bro. It's a wave. I'm glad it's a wave. You know, I realistically am. I'm glad that I do see Taoism inside most things. And when I look at your life and the highs you've had, I'm glad you've talked about the lows that you've had too, because you're a perfect walking example of the thing I believe true to my heart. You know, it's like, it's just as good as it is bad, bro. And, you know, it's just how you want to look at it.
But you just never really see the bad. So
yeah,
you could be another influence, man.
Yeah,
start showing the bad.
Appreciate that, bro. That's sick. I love it, bro. As I said, I could talk to you for hours about it, but I'm just gonna have to save it for another episode. All right. I'm so keen to watch these documentaries that come out, these vlogs that are coming out, everything that's coming up. I wouldn't mind chatting to you for a couple minutes off camera as well before I kick you out. Yeah.
We'll do another pod when you hit 10,000 subs.
Oh, gangster, bro. Yeah. I love that. Yeah, sweet. Well, as I said, bro, I appreciate all of it. Appreciate it.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Yeah, gang. Well, for everyone listening, appreciate you too. Thank you for making it to the end of the episode. It was an amazing week this week. There'll be another one next week. That's a wrap.
Bro, good shit, eh?
Bought a two-seater, yeah, we heading for the sun. Shawty got my high, I ain't tripping for the funds.